It looks like a car shop in here.
Is it?
How many of those are Jerry's?
All of them.
My car's in the trailer right now. Are you going to tell us when you start recording?
I'm pretty sure they started.
As soon as Brian gives me the thumbs up, then we'll go.
Hey, there's that thumbs up Jake was talking about. Really quick, I fucked up pretty bad on this one, and there were a lot of camera issues. I didn't even roll one of the cameras for the first 2.5 minutes of the episode, and had a lot of issues focusing with my other camera because that's my luck lately. So I want to jump in before the episode, apologize for that, and thank everyone for watching, I guess. Enjoy the podcast.
All right. Episode 4 of the Limiter Podcast. I'm your host, Jake.
I'm Jake's co-host, Ryan.
And today we have the lovely ladies of Nedco. We have Julie, Jackie, Allie, and Vern. But before we get into talking to them, I just want to take a quick minute and thank our sponsors. And just some thank yous to the people that have been supporting us and all that happy jazz. So we've got Smile Death. We've got the Pilot Podcast. We've got Swivel Mount. We have KBD. We have Brapsard's Powder Coating, Lucier Motorworks. What else we got? Lift Tech and B. Marcholitis for media.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Brian. We love you.
And, of course, Drift New England.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's more. We're going to have a list, and we're going to read from that list every week. So if you want to be a main sponsor, reach out to Brian, reach out to me, and have Brian make you a cool reel that we can throw in at the beginning of the podcast. And, yeah, that's how we start.
And if that doesn't work, you can just send me cash. That's fine, too.
We like cash. Cash is king.
Just to me.
So we'll start into it. We'll start with the origin stories of the ladies. So some of them are nervous, so I kind of have an idea which route we want to go. So, Vern, we'll start with you.
Oh, okay.
How did you get into the car scene?
Oh, jeez. Well, Allie got me started driving originally. I didn't have a car background until I started dating Dan.
Yeah.
Dan's had a million different cars since we've been together. So he's always wheeling and dealing, and he'd come up with a new car. He's like, "Look what I got, babe." I'm like, "Great, just a new car." But I didn't know anything about them until I started driving. So that's pretty much the story there. I was always into trucks, lifted Jeeps and things like that.
So you like the off-roading world before you like the drifting world?
Mm-hmm. And then I started, really liking cars. Just that's how I got into it.
Heck yeah. So we started off-roading. Now we're drifting. Mm-hmm. So let's roll on over to Allie.
Well, let's see. We've always been into the car scene. Just the tag along. We actually went to New Hampshire Motor Speedway one afternoon with Landon. We said, actually Shane came up to us and said, "Hey, I have a surprise for you guys. We're going to go on an adventure." Well, the adventure led us to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We had no idea. He's like, "We're going to spike Landon's hair. We're going to get him all done up." Well, we don't know where we're going. So we showed up there. It was probably the fourth to last event of the season. So we were like, "Oh, this is something new." Instantly, Shane just walked up to the top, found Mike, Jackie's husband, and he started asking him all these questions. "Hey, how do I get into this? What's your first beginner car? This, that, anything." Literally that night, gets online, puts his bike up for sale. It sells. Well, he traded it, actually, for the $350. And 3 weekends later, he was there. And that's how it started. And then I just kind of hung out because why not, for a couple, for about a year. And then I ended up being pregnant with Rev.
Yeah. And
walking around, we started getting to meet people and know people. And I was like, I kind of want to try this. I came from the motocross scene, so dirt, never pavement. So it was a big change. So that was pretty much it from there. And I was like, I got to get somebody else. And I started Jackie driving, and I was like, I want to do that.
Hell yeah.
So then from there, I found Vern, because Dan was the only other person that Shane had connected with in the parking lot. That's who he rode with first. And I was like, he's like, "Oh, I got a wife." I'm like, "Where is she?" So then I think the next event I had turned around, Vern's like, "Whoa, that girl's pregnant. What do you mean you want to drive?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go drive." And then that just started our friendship
yeah.
from there.
That's how it all started.
And now here we are.
So you did your first laps while pregnant?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this was after.
Okay, gotcha.
But I did go in the car a couple times pregnant. But we just,
Sure.
put that aside,
I honestly didn't even know you were pregnant until like the last event.
The dinner.
Yeah.
The family dinner.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you turned around and I saw your big
Exactly.
belly and I was like, oh my God, she's pregnant.
Yeah, I tried to hide it in the car because I was like, I don't know if this is allowed, but I want to be in there, so it can't be that bad, a little risky.
Could be worse.
But then, like, the last event, I was like, okay, probably shouldn't go in because,
Nice.
he's doing, like, 3 weeks.
Give them a quick little shake up before they come out.
But that's my story. So.
Nice. So you started motocross and you got into the car scene. We know it was kind of the Volkswagen scene, but we'll forgive you. Well, we'll forgive Shane.
Yeah. I mean, I was into it.
Yeah.
It was there. I
All right.
supported it.
I enjoyed the R32.
Yeah,
That thing was sick.
yeah.
Did you ever see that Golf they had or GTI bag?
Nah, I don't. Not a Volkswagen guy, really.
No.
Unfortunately, I'm not.
I mean,
It was
if
sick.
I went through to, like, all the cars that he had, I wouldn't be able to. I mean, we've had so many.
So many
Just-
cars.
I feel like one day we all need to get together and just make a list. And because mine's over 100.
That would take so much time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be
Like
awesome.
if Jerry had to sit there and like try to think of all the cars he had, he probably couldn't even remember. Like I'd be like, remember that car? And he'd be like, no. I'm like, yeah.
Every time I ask him, he's like, and then he starts counting.
I don't even think he knows how many he has right now. And it's not as many as we've had at one point, but it's a lot.
So I also just want to make it clear that these ladies are also married to everybody that's been, well, not everybody, but we have Dan King's wife who was on the podcast last year. We have Shane's wife, girlfriend, long time, 2 kids. We'll just say wife just to make it easier. But Mike Beebe, whatever,
That was good.
is
Isn't it
Jackie's husband, and then Jerry, aka Beep,
Well, Boo Habib.
with Julie. So, Jackie,
Hello.
hit us.
So kind of similar to Vern, I actually grew up around like big lifted trucks. My dad and my brothers always were out mudding.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really into like the built car scene until actually I met Mike, which mutual friends set us up. My friend was dating his friend, and they were at the track at a Club Loose North event. And she texted me, and she's like, "Will you please just come hang out with me? Like, I'm bored." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So then they introduced us, and I was like, I didn't even know that drifting was a real thing outside of like movies. So I was very shocked when I went for the first time. And that's really what started it, was meeting Mike, was getting into like the built cars and then getting into drifting itself. But I started with big lifted trucks in the mud.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
yeah.
that wild?
It is.
Yeah.
My dad's like, how did this happen?
That's what
and I'm
my
like, I don't
parents were
know.
like, how did this happen? I'm like, well, I mean, Dan just
It's fun.
brought home that Lexus, and then it just happened.
Yeah.
Never forget when he pulled that thing into the driveway. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
that?
And now it's an addiction for you ladies.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I was with him for a year. He asked me if I wanted to drive, like get into it. And I remember I literally said, are girls even allowed to? Because every single event I went to with him, I never saw girls driving, ever. So I didn't think it was a thing, really. And he was like, yeah, they do. You can. And I was like, okay, sure. And I remember but I never saw girls do it until I think my second year was when you started getting into it, and you.
Yeah.
And then I like learned about the like drift kitchen events, and that's when I realized that more girls actually do drive than I thought. But yeah.
Heck yeah. It's wild to see the growth and how many women drivers there are now. I mean, this weekend, most of you guys were there. We went to a DK Ladies League event, and it was literally just all the girls driving, and it was sick as hell to watch.
Yeah, and it's. I used to always call it like, 'cause running tandems with. I'm driving with the boys, right? I'm driving with the boys. I can't say that anymore. Yeah, now I'm driving with the homies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys weren't you guys tandeming up at Groveton? Yeah.
Me and everybody else, she was driving with everybody, man.
Hell yeah. All right. And last but definitely not least, the one that's the shyest. Julie, how'd you get into cars?
I don't know. I never really had any interest. Jerry used to go drifting all the time, and he would always want me to go. I think he started like I don't know. I don't even think he knows. It was back like in the Club Loose days when they first started, Club Loose North, and I went a couple times when he spectated, and I was like, meh, whatever. And then I think in 2020 was when I started going again, when it was Netco, and like she was saying, like I think you were probably like one of the first persons. Well, no, I saw Alexis drive at Club Loose.
Yeah, I saw Alexis a couple times, but I didn't like. I remember the one event that I went to, I didn't see her at all. It was
Yeah.
just all guys.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like,
And then
we're allowed.
you were the other
Yeah.
person that I saw drive, like a female for the first time, maybe second time. And then, I don't know, he always wanted me to get in the car, and I was just like, meh, no, I'm good. Go have fun. And then finally, the first time I got in the car, I think it was like one of the first or second tandems he ever did. And I was like, I want to do this. And I swear, like that weekend, he went and bought me a car. And then I didn't start driving until like the season after that because I wasn't comfortable and there were still a lot of things that we needed to do to the car to get it ready to drift. And then, yeah, that's when it started. Like, so the last, was it been like 3 or 4 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I think you started the second year of Netco,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And this year, you've driven more than Jerry.
He says that, but that's not true.
Come on. I see that car out of here more times. It's got to be. But anyway, let's get into the cars. I know right now, Allie, you're down a car. Are you planning on getting another one or into another one, or what's your plan?
Top secret.
You want to get back out there, though, right?
Yeah, I'm going to get back out there for sure. Plan is right now, it's very hard to share a car. Shane does sit super close. If anyone's ever he's sitting in the car with me. But it's still really hard to reach because I am that much shorter. So
Right.
with a fixed seat, it's too hard to, do certain things, get in the groove. He did do, some work to the car, so it was definitely a lot more to handle in the parking lot in the rain. My last event, I was super frustrated. Ryan burnt his hand.
That shifter gets very hot in that car.
But overall, yeah, we have plans for probably next year.
Nice.
Definitely will be in the seat a lot more. I had a little bit of health setback recently, so just moving forward. The kids have me busy because they're on their dirt bikes now too. So overall, I think over the winter we'll be bringing out a new project.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I see Revan, what's he, 3 now?
Yeah,
2, 3?
3.
Out on a dirt bike already?
Yeah.
You guys are crazy.
So that's the plan,
That's awesome.
something over the winter to probably bring in just to have another car. We do have the purple car also too, but
Right.
that's kind of just like his play car. Again, it's fixed, so it's,
Right.
Always adjusting is not very fun.
Right. You can only put so many
I mean-
cushions behind you.
Right. I mean, all Jackie's cushions, all Vern's cushions, we make it work, but, just to get me out there. But
Yeah.
then we got,
Get your own personal chassis,
Yeah,
set it up your way.
yeah, we'll get something, hopefully by then, Drift New England will be up. We'll be having a home track with travel. It's hard with one trailer with the kids, but we make it work when we can make it work, and that's how it's going to roll.
Yep. Till we get a home base.
Yeah.
Working hard on that.
On the other side, I'm just the cheerleader for the girls.
Damn
Message
right.
them all the time, cheer them on, and that's about all I can do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Vern, what are you driving, so in case the people don't know?
I drive a Lexus SC 400. I drive, for those people that know Dan, I drove Dan's old car. I've made it my own.
Heck yeah. Love that color.
Put my love into it, so it's a teal now. Other than that, that's pretty much what I have, which is nice. I love the Lexus. I love driving it. It's had a few problems that have arisen with it that hopefully we can figure out, but
Heck
other
yeah.
than that,
And that's fully wise fab and the whole nine, right?
Yeah, I have a wise fab. ISC suspension, is a roll cage.
Damn right. So it's a setup,
I got
prime.
a full setup
Yeah.
car to start with, which was,
Nothing wrong with that.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Didn't you jump in a new car this weekend?
I did.
And how was that?
That was awesome. I got to drive Taylor's Supra,
Nice.
the turbo. Yep, no angle. Well, she has angle. I guess just not as much as my
Right.
Lexus.
Like a cut knuckle or
Is it-
something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know, like maybe 45 degrees.
I think it's
something?
less than that.
Is it less than that?
She only has like a teeny bit.
Okay,
Really?
so it was so it's wild.
How'd you do?
I did pretty good.
I
Nice.
sat with you and,
And-
you did amazing.
I was pretty pumped about it. I've only known WiseFab, and I've only known what I have in the Lexus, and I overuse it. I mean, if I could give anybody advice, I would say don't do that.
Right.
To be honest.
Yeah, start without angle and add angle once
And
you
then
learn.
add angle, because I overuse it to slow myself down, and I've never understood the other concept, and parts of me never thought I could drive anything else. You know what I mean? Like I never could drive something without angle because that's all I've known. And people talk like that. Oh,
Right.
she's got all the angles, so that's all she can do. And then I got into Taylor's car, and I was able to drive it perfectly fine.
Hell yeah. It's good that you recognize it, but you also tried a different chassis and you still killed it.
Right, and it's awesome to know, like, I actually can drive.
It's not just the car, right?
It's
you.
not just the car. Like, I understand the concept of what to do and, how to...
That's what I said to you. I'm like, the motions.
Yes.
It's just now learning how to do it with this car, not your car.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how did you feel about, like, you have the 1UZ, which is very torquey V8, right? And then going to a turbocharger, which Taylor's car comes in is definitely a bigger displacement. But, that turbo comes in. How did you feel about that, like the power and the way it kicked in versus your V8?
I really don't feel like I felt a difference. Is that weird to say?
No.
Like, I just
No.
didn't... Everyone's like, oh, it's a turbo. I'm like, cool, it has no angle. And like, I'm like, that's the big thing. And they're like, no, Vern, it has a turbo in it. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Because I don't know, I don't know a lot about cars, but...
That's the thing. Like, if you don't know it, you're not going to notice it.
Right, like I
a-
don't notice. All I know is
Why?
I was like, "Wizz-wizz-wizz," and I'm like, that is a cool noise.
I love hearing it behind me.
It was
when she
okay,
chases
Landon.
me.
so cool. Yeah. Woo.
That's awesome.
But I didn't feel too much of a difference. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So I think that was great too. Of course, I got out and I'm like, oh, I want this in my car. And Dan's like, pump the brakes. And he's like, come on, we don't need that.
Come on, turboed V8, Dan. Man up. Let's go.
Oh man, he's gonna hate. He's like, no,
No.
we'll do this and this first, which is fair
You
enough.
can't tell you if you buy it.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Imagine. I've saved all my pennies.
That's awesome. All right, Jackie, what are you driving?
I drive a 2003 Nissan 350Z. I have the stock VQ currently. I have ISC suspension coilovers. I have an FDF angle kit. I have an inline handbrake that I don't use. And that's really all. I mean, it's wrapped
Yeah.
by you. And
Damn
it has a it has a roll cage and
Full KBD? Is it
Yeah.
full KBD? See that?
Yeah.
Full
Nice.
KBD.
Smart.
And
Right.
a soon to be LS1, right?
hopefully.
Oh, yeah?
I know of one. It's just waiting for pickup.
No. But I would love more power in the car, obviously. But I don't, I had twins, so I don't get to drive as much as I used to. And I really want to focus on making my car more aesthetically pleasing for this next season. Because I've had the same wrap for 4 years.
That's how I met you guys. Literally, how I came into the group was wrapping your car. And I'm pretty sure it was the first year of COVID. So I want to say 2020. Is that when
Yeah.
it was?
Yeah.
I've had
So,
the
yeah.
same wrap for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's held up great. So props to Jake for that.
Damn right. Especially on KBD.
But it's just like the look of it's getting old. I want a new body kit.
Yeah.
And I want a new wrap. So I want to focus on that. And then maybe like midway season or even for the season after, I would love to put some more power into it.
Watching you shred this weekend was insane. I'm like, oh, I wonder if Jackie's rusty at all. Freaking first lap, you're like, I was
I
like,
felt
where the hell was the rust? Because that was insane. Like right out of the gate, just still got it. Do you simmer anything or just no?
no. Mike tried so hard to get me into using his sim rig, and I could not do it. After doing it like in real life, trying to do it like on a sim, I just can't. I suck so bad.
Same.
And I think it's because, well, I started off, and I know like he does it, and he does both perfectly fine, but I just have a hard time because like I can't feel the car. I don't know what it's actually doing. I'm just holding a wheel and I'm pushing fake pedals. So I don't know. I can't do it.
Not having the weight transfer.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing for me too.
Oh, it's so bad.
So I've heard, I mean, I don't know. I've never driven either. Like I did a car for 2 minutes. I did a sim for 2 minutes. I sucked at both. I've heard if you sim first and then jump into driving a real car, it translates very well. Can you
Yeah.
speak to that? Yeah, maybe.
That's
But
what I've
I think
heard.
that
Yeah.
CJ
Brody?
kid did it that first year. He started driving.
Yep.
Like he
Didn't
got bumped
Brody
up
did too, I
Didn't
think.
Brody-
so fast. I don't know who Brody.
Oh yeah, Brody
that
did.
brown-
CJ.
Eli's even told me, even going the other way for driving first and then simming later. He said he's definitely noticed a big difference after he started simming. Yeah.
Well, like Brody, I remember I heard he drove his first event, and I'm like, that kid is insane. And I was told that it was his first event ever, and I'm like, he's nuts.
Which car
Wild.
does he drive?
The brown
Oh yeah, he had a brown S13 coupe,
S13,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
he
yeah.
painted it like Matt Wheeler, the Stargaze.
Yeah.
They did
Okay,
that.
okay.
But I remember someone told me like, oh, he's logged so many hours of sim, and I'm like, and he went from that to that, and he got bumped to A group in like 3 events.
I hate those guys.
Yeah, me too.
I was like,
Shane was the
how long
same
it took
way.
me?
I hate
Shane
Shane.
was
2
amazing
events.
too. Yeah.
I was like, oh, we already have a sticker. Here we are.
Yep.
Now
He's
what
that
happened?
good. Yeah.
I used
And then Mike was like, get in your car. And now I'm going to bully you around the track. And I was like, is this his second event? What do you mean?
No,
He's
Mike
like, oh,
is
no.
Mike is a
And
bully.
then, yeah, it's just been,
Way to be a bully, Mike. Big
I
bitch.
mean, Shane's a bully too. So
Shane
it goes both
is, Shane
ways.
is a bully.
Shane is a bully? What? No way.
I love watching Shane get on track with somebody that's like you and just push you around. It's
I
so
love
sick.
it
When
when I throw out one finger and Shane goes out right behind me. Yeah. I'm like, he's the only one that's allowed to, like, yeah. Yep. Sorry, you started to
Oh
say.
no, I was just saying when I first got bumped to A group, I remember Shane got behind
you
me,
too.
and he put out the 2 so excited, and I went like this, like give me a gap, and he was on my freaking door, and I got out, I'm like Shane, and he's like you did fine, but Shane's also a big bully.
That's awesome. Julie, what do you drive?
Pretty much the same car as Jackie. It's pretty much set up the same KBD, FDF kit.
Who wrapped it?
You did.
Oh.
Actually, I got a compliment this weekend. It's pretty beat up at this point because I like to hit cones. But yeah, I got a compliment on the color this week.
I love that color. It's like
Yeah.
a metallic blue, like
Yeah, you didn't like
satin.
wrapping it though.
No, because you guys always choose this shitty vinyl.
It's where they have the cool colors, though.
I know,
Yeah.
and that's what sucks. Like being in my, like I know people, whatever, they can wrap with anything, but I have my brands. I like my brands, and they don't have cool colors in my brands. I'm
Yep.
sorry. I like American made. It has nothing to do with it's because it's from America. It has to do with it just installs better.
Well, when you wrap my car, you hand me the colors, and I'll just pick from what you tell me.
We'll get there.
Yep.
Nice. All right, so we'll get away from the drifting for a minute, but don't worry, we're diving right back in. What do you do on your free time, and what do you do for work? We'll start with Allie. We'll start with Allie.
Well, free time is with the boys.
Yep. So for
Dirt
people that don't
biking,
know,
biking,
ages?
3 and 10.
energetic.
Yes. Landon's super into the whole drifting scene, working on the sim. Hopefully get him in the car this coming season.
Hell yeah.
Just gonna work on some like pedal extenders like his mom. But once we get that all situated, Revan's already there. He's like, Dad, I'm ready to drive. You know, he has to like fight him in the car. Last night he said, quote you not, he said, I think I'm gonna go work on the purple car.
Okay.
Atta boy.
Dad's playing Call of Duty. Okay. But that's pretty much my free time is with the boys. Biking, they do pump bikes. So keep him busy with that.
Heck yeah.
And I work in the pharmacy.
Nice. I saw Rev got his first ride along at the
he
Groveton
did.
event.
That's so
Yep.
cute.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that was
can't
so
wait for
cute.
more.
I heard he loved it. He
did.
he had to hold his helmet.
Helmet. Well, Shane actually drifted like most of the time holding his helmet to the side because he kept like,
Also, Shane's an animal for just to be sitting here
Yeah.
like this.
Yep.
yeah. So, and Dad doesn't take it easy.
No.
I mean, he was by himself, but then he went out with like 3 other people, and I was like, Rev's still in there? He's like, yeah, he's fine. He comes back and he's just holding on to his helmet so tight. I was like, are you having fun? And then Shane made him get out, and he was not so happy. But you know, that's how it goes.
Yep.
But yeah.
Nice. What about you, Vern? What do you do in your spare time?
In my spare time,
Do you have spare time?
I don't have spare. I work a lot.
If you had 3 hours, what would you be doing?
Napping.
Yeah. that
No,
does
I'm
sound
just
good.
kidding. I have Jocelyn.
Yep.
So, and I have a daughter. She's 12. So we do a lot of like horseback riding.
Oh, there's a connection. Horse girl to car guy.
Yep.
There it is.
There it is. So I started riding horses a long time ago, and then I got her into it. So we ride a lot in the summertime. And then I'm an art teacher. So I teach during, obviously,
Yep.
this time, school time,
What grade?
K to 8.
Do you tell them you drift?
Oh, 100%.
Are they like, holy
Like,
shit,
yeah.
They
she's
probably
awesome?
love it,
It's
right?
like, God. So I like led with that when I first started this school. I like got a PowerPoint. I'm like, look how cool I am. So they would like, especially the middle school kids, because the middle school's like a hard age to
Right.
work with. And they're like, that is not you. I'm like, that's my car. I'm that cool. And then so they get into it, and then they go home and tell their parents. And I have like,
boy.
I have open house, and they're like, are you the drifter? And I'm like, yes, I am. They're like, we didn't believe them when they came and told us that. And I'm like, yep, I'm the drifter.
You just need to put a TV up with just, you driving on loop.
Well, they like found me like Brian made me a YouTube video. Remember that YouTube reel you made me? And they like found me on there, and like they started sharing it through the parents. And I'm like, we gotta pump your brakes. So
That's me with the bus. When I show up to land school with the bus, and all the teacher was like, "Can I look inside there? Like the bus is loaded, ready to go." And I was like, "Well, he is my kid," and like, yeah, I'm just known for the school bus now. We're just those parents now. Oh, you're the drifter. Or like I've drove it to school, like to work a couple times. Like, what do you have this bus here at Rite Aid for? And I'm like, oh, like weekend adventure, like do this. And they were like blown away. Like pharmacy people are like, have no idea.
Why would you?
yeah, why would
Yeah,
what is
blown away.
that? Do you win things?
Yeah.
No,
No.
Who's the fastest?
Yeah. Who's the fastest?
Did you win your event this weekend?
Yes, I still get that. I'm like, yes, I did. I won this weekend.
Everybody won.
Everybody won.
Yep.
But so working in the school district, like Dan brings Dawson to school, and a bunch of times he's brought my car on the back and just dropped her off at school. And he goes, when we were at Nedco, he'd drop her off on a Friday, and he'd head down early or something. And then I'd have to pick her up, and she loved that when she was younger. She's like, oh, the kids saw your car. It's so cool, Mom. But then other than that, that's all. I'm an artist too, so I draw a lot. If I have a little bit of free time and get in the mood, I'll draw and things like that.
And we've seen your art, and it is amazing.
Well, thank you.
You go out in your Jeep.
Oh yes, I go out in my Jeep.
Oh, so you do have. So you're still in the lifted.
I
the
still,
lifted
oh
world.
yeah, I still have the lifted world.
Now, don't you have 2 Jeeps?
I'm a bougie bitch. Yes. I have 2 Jeeps. Dan, I have a Wrangler that Dan got me a long time ago. He wheeled and dealed and got that, which is kind of cool. Then it's a lifted 97. And then I have my regular daily, which is a Grand Cherokee that he also put giant tires on. So
The first time I saw that, I was like, "Is this a Matchbox? What do we got?"
it looks so cool, but like coming here today because I was late, I'm going like 78 on the highway, and the tires are so loud. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, oh my god, if this thing falls off, I'm gonna be a meme or something. I don't know, but
That's
yeah.
funny.
So I have that too.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We have our fleet of cars at the house.
It's mandatory if you're in a drift family, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yes, many cars, many cars, many cars.
it seems to be a theme for us.
He has
many
quite a
cars.
few.
Yeah.
He does.
And then
Yeah,
Jerry's got a couple.
you don't even have to say it.
Yeah.
We all know. Nice. So Jackie, new mother. Well, kind of new mother.
Yes. So currently, I am just a stay-at-home mom to my 18-month-old twins.
The cutest twins,
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you. Their names are Caroline and Ophelia.
which I never remember because I'm a terrible friend.
Oh, no, not a terrible friend. But yeah. Before that, I was a bartender for 8 years. 8 years? And I'll probably get back into that once they're older and they don't need me as much. But yeah, and so free time, I'm just momming. Twins.
Just momming.
Just momming.
Just mom and 2 at a time, no big deal. Yeah.
Doing what I can.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, it was good seeing you guys out there this weekend. Good seeing you,
Yeah.
the babies, and I love that Mike just is like, I got him.
Yeah.
Go do your thing.
Well, it's
Like, that's
now
what's
that they've
awesome.
gotten older, it's easier. Like when last season, when he was driving, he'd be like, "Oh, do you want to take him? Do you want to take him?" And I'm like, "They're just too little. Like they're too unpredictable."
Right.
Right now, like at least now, they can be entertained just watching cars and hanging out in their little playpen for hours. Well, not hours, I don't want to say it like that, but they're just not as needy
Right.
as last season. So
Those-
hopefully, like this next season, we can take them on further trips. Like if he wants to go to Vibes. Or what's the other one?
DOD.
DOD, yeah. If you want to go there, they'll be good for that.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, it's getting easier.
It was funny seeing Mike. You see the girls in the playpen, and then Mike's sitting in there with them, just playing.
Oh yeah.
It's like, who's
the
watching
pen
Mike?
for? Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
They're
Nice.
just so good, though. Like
They
they're
really
such
are good
babies.
babies. Yeah.
I was so thankful for all you guys taking the kids while we drove. Jack, I never even knew who Revan was with half the time. Usually I'm like, hey, Jackie, Mike, Vern, all right,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
Right.
Leah. let's
He'd
one
sit
of
at the
you guys.
booth forever, just sitting there in his chair, like, all right,
Yeah.
this is cool.
So that was super nice and helpful.
That was one great thing about Nedco is especially
family,
with the ladies
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
that's
It's just-
awesome.
yeah.
And even now, like if we all went to the same event and like
same-
say,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah.
was busy, like if he was like trying to help you with your car, for example, and I was trying to drive it, they could be like, hey, Allie, can you watch the girls for me?
Yeah.
And she'd be like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Kayla's super big help too.
Oh, yeah,
Rob's,
Kayla with her-
you know,
yeah.
just so helpful.
Heck yeah.
She came for the last one I drove, and she was this, came to watch us all, but also to help, if we needed, But yeah, just the family that grew from Nedco, like out of our close friends, was probably the best thing that has happened.
Yep.
With the whole,
100%, I
yeah,
agree.
just everyone gets everyone.
Yep.
You know, and
Yeah.
you mentioned the helping thing, and they've gone from where your friends are watching them to now they're watching your friends.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like Landon was my crew chief
Yeah.
up at Groveton. He was helping
Yeah.
me do wheels and tires,
yeah.
and
He was changing Dad's wheels, and I turned around, I was like, oh, he's got it all on. That's good for him.
Yeah.
That's what he wants. This is what he likes, and he looks up to you guys, so much, and I can't thank everyone enough for that because
we look up to him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might give you a couple little slur words, but
No, he's a good.
he's just
kid.
telling
He
you
is a
the
good
truth,
kid.
Now when Revan does it, it's like, all right. So I had a 2-year-old at
the nod.
Buffalo Wild Wings look at me and go, "You're a little bitch," and I went, "Okay." I had no rebuttal.
Nothing's changed with him.
Nope.
That's for sure.
That's funny.
Hell yeah, Julie. Also a mother. Your kids are a little bit older.
Yeah, my kids are all older.
Nice. So what are you doing on your free time? Babysitting Jerry?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Helping him work on his car.
It's true. I see
Trying to learn
Julie
how
here
to
frequently.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to work on my own car. I try to do stuff and then like on my own, and then he'll come over and just start. Like I'll ask like the simplest question, and he'll come over and just start doing it.
Yep.
for
Then
me.
it's his project.
That's
Yeah.
how Mike is too.
That's how I was trying to just even do the wheels of my car the other day again, do tires on, and he just took over.
You hear that, Jerry? Let her do something, bud. She's got it under control. Speaking of that, are the boys okay at home tonight without you girls?
We'll find out.
I think so.
I hope when you guys
They're
get back the
probably
house.
playing DOD, honestly.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Call of Duty?
Call of Duty count.
Oh, COD. I don't know. What is it called?
DOD.
I don't know.
Like, they're drifting.
Yeah, that thing. Whatever they
Yep,
do.
Revan's probably making bagels, and yeah, we're good.
So what do you do for work, Julie?
I manage a salon and I'm a hairdresser.
Nice. Love it? Like it?
I do.
Hell
A lot
yeah.
of work.
People. You got to deal with people, though.
Yeah.
It's my least favorite thing about my job.
It's
No, just
so
kidding.
hard.
Can't wait to get out of it.
Probably like a getaway for you then to get to a drift event then, because you can just zone out and get everybody away from you and do your thing.
Until there's trackside haircuts. Like
Right?
at Edco.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's, I think the first time I ever saw you, you were cutting Mike's hair, and I was like, what the hell's happening right now? I was like, are we doing haircuts right now? I'm
I didn't
in.
know that was part of the program. I came in too late.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I screwed up.
Noob.
I'm trying.
I actually questioned it myself. I was like, oh, that's different. I guess he needed a haircut. And I was like, kind of put like all the pieces together. And then next thing I know, it was like the next person. There was like 3 people lined up, and I was like, oh, I guess she's just doing it
And
all.
I had random people just like coming up and like, oh, can I get next? And I was like, I gotta go get in my car.
Hell yeah.
Mike created a great thing there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. It was so much fun.
We'll have it back.
I know.
I mean, we still
We
have
still
it.
get together
Yeah.
all the time anyway. Barbecues here, your house. We're always
The
doing
location just changes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny. I was talking about it this weekend, and it's, I got to know all you guys and came into the group later on, but here I am, almost 40 years old, biggest friend group I've ever had in my life, and and we're all very tight. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And we're spread over this huge area.
Yeah.
But if I called at 2:00 in the morning, only a handful of people would say they couldn't make it.
Me.
There's one. Yeah.
Shane
You
would
moved
for-
to the
Shane-
woods, bro.
Shane would for sure be there.
Shane-
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you got a flat tire?
Oh my god.
You need a jack?
Yeah.
I'm there.
Mike would too.
I could. Are you
Dan
bored?
would-
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's done it a couple times. You know, we went and rescued, people, and, just that's how it is.
100%.
Jerry
The
just had to do
circle
it for
is-
Mike when he was coming back from New
Yeah,
Jersey.
the circle
Oh,
is
that
New
was a
Jersey?
mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
the circle that we have is really good.
I'm already excited for the next barbecue, honestly.
I know.
Is it my house?
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely planned that one, have you? The pig roast? When is it?
We're not doing pig roast this year.
Oh, pig roast.
No.
Son of a bitch. Are we doing
I
it here?
mean,
We could just show up with a pig.
Yeah.
no pig roast this year.
Well, we'll figure.
But I did plan Friendsgiving.
I know that was early. I was like, damn.
Something.
Are you guys hitting Oktoberfest? All you guys? Do you guys know about
Yes,
Oktoberfest?
we'll be there.
All right, you
Oh, I
guys.
keep forgetting about that.
I did too.
I will be there this year.
Yeah, we should.
I'm
be
gonna
there
make
this
sure
year.
to take it off.
It's at Brunings.
Brunings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you went, right?
No, I went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
we'll be
went.
there this year.
Brian, you going? He's still maybe.
That's a yes.
Your microphone. I've been trying to get your attention for the past.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, I've been trying to get Jake's attention.
Why?
Down a little bit.
Oh,
Stan is just like. Thank you.
You're fine. I can hear you.
sorry.
No, it was across her face.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Like this.
We can't be this close. Is it
No.
close?
It was.
It was blocking her face.
My face. That's okay. No one needs to see my face.
So we have a huge stack of audience questions
Really?
off Instagram.
Really?
And then I put it out into the group chat where
Oh, God.
all the husbands
Oh,
are, and then they started going crazy.
Of course.
So I was like, all right, we're going to.
I'm nervous for that one.
I was gonna say we should not allow them to answer.
No. No. And I got a couple new ones on my phone, so I'll let Ryan divvy those up. Pass me whichever one you want, bub.
Are those all those are all questions?
Those are all questions.
This is a whole book here.
We have that many friends.
Oh, they get
Ask
really.
us questions.
I pre-read the questions too.
Oh my
They're good.
god.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
All right, Mr. Morrow,
You want me to go first?
I'd love you to.
I will kick it off. Okay. Everything I do on that table is very loud. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we're sorry about all the background noise, guys. We'll figure it out at someday. We're new.
Okay, so I don't know how we want to do this, but should we ask everybody and just go right down the line?
Yeah, go down the line, but don't say who it's from till the end.
Okay. All right, we're going to start with Julie. If you had an unlimited within region, within reason,
Which region?
within New England region, within a reasonable budget, what would your dream car / build be?
I don't know.
These are hard.
I know. There's so many cars that I do want. I don't know. I really like the RX-7 FD.
That's a very good answer.
Yeah. And Jerry doesn't because it's a rotary engine.
That's a very good answer.
Yeah. I know we've been talking about he has a coupe that's been sitting in the driveway that I think this will probably be my last season with the Z and probably
Really?
yeah, probably build that out.
Nice.
Yeah.
You want an SR20?
I don't know. I don't know. I think he's got something in the works.
He does, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you about it after
I
because
kind
you
of
know what it
about
is.
it. Yeah, I kind of
Okay.
know about it, but
It's
I don't know. We go back and
It's sick.
forth. Yeah, about which car it's going to be because I have a BRZ, but
oh, hold on, we got a viewer question real quick. It's Jerry.
Oh boy.
This isn't an emergency, but can you ask Julie how long do I have to boil water for?
Why, Jerry? Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. The orange pot that she has is probably no good anymore. Though.
Are you hungry? Is that the problem?
Yeah, I'm trying to make
Just make a bagel.
some like
make a
Make a
bagel.
bagel. Yeah.
Make a bagel.
Oh my god. Okay, she'll be home in a little while, Jerry, and then you can eat again.
okay.
Okay, bye.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so sorry about that.
That's okay.
Some people, you know.
Jeez, you can't even get out of the house for 5 minutes.
It's okay.
Okay.
So
That's
you,
why I literally only walk 6 minutes down the road from home, and yeah.
so you can
Even
go
like
back
this-
and help.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just kidding. He's fine.
So S13 with a special build.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And I'm excited.
Nice.
All right, down the line.
Excited for you. It's exciting.
So like drift build or just like anything?
I don't know. What do you want? It's your dream car. You can have whatever you want.
I would say I love GTRs.
That's a good answer as well.
Really want a GTR.
Which generation?
Which year?
Yeah.
I would love an R32 like right-hand drive
Okay,
and
yep.
corded.
The good one.
But that's probably a long ways away. 'Cause, you know,
We could probably make that happen.
money.
We don't pay.
I would love to be able to do that. I mean, it'd be cool to drift it. I don't think Mike would let me, to be honest with you. But I would love to have an R32 at some point in my life. But that's it.
That's a good choice. Corvette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
boy.
knew it.
For drift, yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. Which one?
I don't know yet.
All right, just a Corvette.
Just, yeah, I don't know. I do like the style that we have right now.
5.
But maybe just to one up it.
Okay, like a C6?
But I don't know. I don't really have like I said, I'm not huge into the car scene. If I had to pick a car out of something, I wouldn't pick a car. It'd be an SUV
truck?
of some sort. yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
All right. Vern, you're up.
This is hard.
I know.
Like, I really,
No pressure.
I mean, I don't really know. I really like my Lexus. Like, I like the style, and I would love, like, a manual SC, which they're, like, so hard to find. I don't even know if you can even find one. They're always automatics. But I'd like one just to have, like, put nice wheels on it.
As a street car?
Yeah,
Something
or
like
a
that,
street
yeah.
car. I would really, if I wanted a different drift car, I'd like a Camaro. I
Really?
I really like driving Dan's.
You like those big
I
dump
like
truck
those
bodies.
big cars.
He has it set up so well. I did
He
one
does.
ride along with him, and I was like, I don't even feel like I'm in a drift car right now. It was
I
just
think I'm the
so
only one that
smooth.
hasn't rode with Dan.
How is that possible?
No.
I don't think. I don't know. I think he was getting in his car, and I was like, "Hey, can I ride with you?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." But Shane, there's like a line.
Always.
And so and Dan, he really does a nice job setting up his cars. Like,
Yeah.
I went from driving my car, and then I drove his car, and it wasn't even an issue.
He's
because
also a
there's-
good driver.
He's
You're a
very
good driver, Dan.
Yeah, Dan's a very good driver. But I just like driving the Camaro. It would be awesome. And maybe someday it has so much more power, and it is hard to see out of. Dan always says that, like, you cannot.
Oh, yeah.
But the
see.
Corvette's the same way. It
is.
When we got in the other car at Groveton, I was like, I felt like I was on like in space. I was like,
Right.
well, I can literally see the whole track. And I was like, how is this even possible? Like the wind, like everything. Whereas a Corvette, you're so tucked in
Yeah.
and you feel so close, but it's such a much bigger car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that S13, it's like the dash and it
Yeah.
comes up so high
Yeah.
and the windows
You
are
can see so
huge.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like out on
S13's
an
good.
adventure the whole time. Just-
Yeah.
yeah.
How well can you see in your Z?
I feel like the Z's are kind of like close to.
They come up pretty high. Like the doors.
But, like,
Like
the-
when
yeah.
you're strapped
But, like,
in
the
and the
side.
helmet on, I mean, you can literally only see out the windows and then the front. I mean, even backing up, like even yesterday, or not yesterday, the other day when we were here, Jerry's having me back up onto the lift. I'm like, you're gonna have to direct
I
me.
can't see
I just
He
stayed
was
out of
here.
it.
because I don't know if it.
Good
'cause
move.
my seat
He
on-
was standing in front of me, and I'm like, I can't see anything behind me. And he's
Yeah.
like, keep going, keep going. And I'm like, I can't see. He's telling me like from the front of me, and I'm like looking behind, and I'm like, I can't see anything.
I think it might be where we sit though too. Do you think that
Yeah,
because we
maybe.
sit up so high, like
Yeah.
forward, that it's
Well, because my
you know, it's
seat's
much
on
closer.
sliders for Mike and I to both be able to drive, so he can put it all the way back, and I have to go all the way forward. But I don't know. Like, I feel like I sit so low in my
Yeah.
car, and I don't know if that's like something that he did so that he could sit in it comfortably. But I'm like to see out the windshield.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I actually told Dan, I'm like, man,
Whenever I have Landon ride with me, it's so funny because he's like, I can't even see.
yeah.
And I'm
they
like,
don't. Yeah, I don't think in any car he can actually physically see out.
then he
the front
tells me,
window,
he's like,
except
what-
for the purple car now.
Yeah.
I
He
can actually
tells-
like see his helmet, and I'm like, oh, he might be able to see in that car.
Yeah, but he has no problem telling people how to
Oh,
drive.
I know.
When he rode with me in Groveton, he asked me, he goes, can I ride with you? I go, sure, but you can't tell me how to drive at
He
all.
used to be really bad with Fabi. Every time Fabi,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like,
Fabi.
"You're not gonna ride with me anymore. You just keep giving me the crap, you know."
He rode with me once at Nedco, and I did the lap, and he was like, Jackie, he's like, when you're hitting this corner, why don't you use your handbrake?
Oh, this just in. Mike Beebe. What's up, Bob?
My screaming children.
Jack.
What?
What do I gotta do to put these two to bed?
Hi, mamas. They look terrified.
Oh no, Mike, is everything okay?
They're gonna start crying.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know how to boil water. I don't know how to wash clothes. I'm not meant for this.
How are you guys going to survive one evening? Imagine if they went on a girls' trip. You guys would be screwed.
I would be screwed.
What time does the podcast end?
All right, you'll eat soon.
Oh no, dinner
So
was
many
made
interruptions.
before I left.
Jeez, sorry about that, guys.
Dinner was prepped and ready. He has leftovers in the fridge. They have a fresh meal.
I did not do that.
It's like that was planned or something. So weird.
Oh, okay. So that's. Let me just move this back just a little. That question came in from Devin Gagnon.
Our
known. We should've
last guest.
Devin the dude.
That was a great podcast.
Yeah, that
but this one
That
was
was
better.
great.
That was
This one's
good.
better. All right. In your respect,
It happened to you too, huh?
bro. I type these too, so maybe it's just the way I type. In your respective drift cars, Allie, we will say you still have the Z.
Mm-hmm.
Who's winning in a tandem battle between you four?
Jackie,
Top four bracket.
Jackie.
Jackie.
Well, that was unanimous. All right.
Well, who's second?
I haven't drove in a while, so I don't know.
Vern.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then probably Julie than me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be hard. You have to be like under pressure because I did that battle Nedco that time. They just threw me in. You know, I got bullied around the track.
Oh, I forgot
But
about
like
that.
you,
I did forget about that.
it's totally different when you're like in the heat.
Well, just so you know, all you guys' cars are here, and we're going to do this outside.
That's
All
right.
right.
Let's
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Who's got the purple C?
cut to parking lot scene.
And
Well, we
that,
got plenty here, so we could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we can just use one of Jerry's cars.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a customer Tacoma right there. That could work.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. And that was from, I threw it, Tack Room Photography.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
a good one.
Okay, next one. All right. What piece of advice or coaching has helped you the most? And I'm going to start with Vern.
Oh, wow. I had some good advice this weekend. Like, and I shouldn't say, Dan gives me a lot of good advice, really. Mainly because he drove the car first. You know, it was his. So when he set it up, but I just struggle chasing. Like, it's the hardest thing I think anyone can do.
You got so close to me.
I got really close to you.
I looked out my window. I'm like, oh my god.
I got really close to
I
you.
was so excited.
I like found my lady balls or something. Because I was like,
You did.
They were like tucked up there. He said, you know, I just use so much. I use my angle to really slow myself down into transitions. And then when I do that, I lose speed. Like my car is underpowered compared to everybody's car. The Lexus only makes what?
It's
Like
like 200.
200,
Yeah.
right? So it sounds meaner than it is. But you can go fast in it because Dan's proved that, right? He, and then so he's telling me, you know, you gotta like let the angle out, and then when you go to the transition, if you're chasing Jackie, you gotta, you know, just hit your handbrake. So I've been using my handbrake a lot more, and we were talking about doing the sim, and over the last winter, I practiced doing that on the sim. You know, the using my handbrake and trying to like use my left foot brake a little bit. That's probably the hardest part. But when Dan told me that, you know, him and Sean Edwards and Ashley gave me a lot of great advice, and I utilized that, and I was able to, you know, really stay on Jackie
Yep.
and not lose momentum and take the angle out. So I think that was the best advice. Tom P gave me good advice too one time, and I say this to a lot of like new drivers, and I was telling you guys about that, is that he, like, I remember I first started, I'm like, I don't like spinning out. I don't want to keep spinning out. I have why stop? I shouldn't spin out. He's like, you have to spin out. You know, like if you don't spin out, then you can't find, you know, your limitations, right? You can't find when you're supposed to stop. So that was always good advice too that kept with me.
And don't keep spinning out.
And then don't keep spinning out. Right.
Tom P has lots of good advice.
He has
really
good
does.
advice.
Agreed.
He
He should start a drift school.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he should.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
should talk to him
definitely
about
gave
that.
me some pep talks, let me drive his car. Definitely was. I had the issue with motocross. You know, you're always looking ahead too, but you're in a different position. You know, you're more like here, but you're like, you know, focus here. Whereas And when I was first doing it, I was focusing on the cone that was like next to me versus like the cone that I should have been looking at over
Heading
here.
towards.
So that was like a big pointer for me. And then the throttle, which sometimes, like, I feel like before we did the new motor, it wasn't an issue. Like, had the throttle control, you know, vice versa. Obviously, when you're comfortable in a car sitting properly, it's not an issue. But big advice on that one is, you know, how to control the car. You have to give it more or less to see where you're comfortable with the spinning.
Right.
I spun a bunch too, you know, my first couple times, and you know, you get the hang of it, then you're like, oh, I got the jam, and then you know, we're like talking between each other. I'm like, give him more gas, and like we ride with each other. Jumped in with Jackie because I was like,
Yep.
I can't get this back section, you know, the very back section. I was like afraid of this thing. Jack's just like, you know, she's yelling at me, more gas, more gas. That's why I say when you guys ride with me, yell at me, more gas, and it just like pumps you up, and it's like, oh, I'm actually like slowing down, but I don't feel like I'm slowing down because sometimes you're feeling like you're going so fast, but you're not. So that was the big one from Jackie.
Yep.
I always keep that in the back of my head too. You know, when I'm riding with other people, they're like, oh, I want tips from you. I'm like, I'm the worst person to give you any type of advice because I don't even know myself half the time. You know, I'm just out there like, I got mom moment, let's go drive, you know? And, you know, it's stress, but reliever. But that's, you know, that if you're looking for people for tips, definitely don't be shy, because that's definitely where I was like, and you can't ask the boys all the time because they're like, Shane will just tell you,
Go fast.
put in their gear and hammer it, you know? Well, that's easy for him to say. But, you know, you also have that thing, too, in the back of your head. It's like, I'm sharing this car. I don't want to break this car. If I break something, he's not going to be able to do the next event, you know, because that is his big car event, you know, car. So that type of thing. But overall, like, that was probably the biggest help, was jumping in with the girls, like, at the track. Like, oh, let's take a lag. Or Jackie'd be like, come chase me. Or then when all of us were chasing each other, you know, we had all the girls chasing, you know, with a little bit of space. But, like, we, at points, were getting pretty close. I think if we were to continue with that Nedco base that we had there, we would all be, like, all with the boys, you know?
It's not with the boys anymore because the girls
like,
are out there.
You know, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to in the future too, is like what D&E has to offer for, you know, a girl-based, you know, I hope that's, you know, I've been talking with Tom, like giving some of my ideas, like, you know, bring in the girls. I have tons of girl riding friends too that are like, well, is this the same as this? And it's like, no, it's totally different. Like when people give you the advice, you're like, whoa. You know, but then you like had to apply it. Like same time, Mike, I can't get this, or I can't get that, or you know, anyone that's on the sideline. You know, Mike was always walking them down the thing for the girls' day, and it was just like, and then you did it, and you're like, why did I listen to him? Yeah, why didn't I listen?
Yeah.
It took me 3 times before I listened to him. You know.
Yeah.
But that's just a stubborn part of me. So. You know, but then like them bullying you around the track was like, now I'm forced to not spin out.
Yeah.
They're literally pushing your bumper. Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like him. They're like, I was like, Cody, give me a little bit of room, okay? I'm gonna let you win this round. Oh no! It was the whole way around the track.
Yeah.
You want to go in that sand section too? All right, let's do it. But it is what it is. That's how you get better, is being forced. You know.
Yeah, being
so
pushed.
That's one thing I do wish that we still had. You know, for like a girl bracket. You know. Where you can get to those, like, now you're under pressure. Now you get no choice, you know. Whereas, like, most of the time, you're like, oh, it's just a free one. If I spin out, I spin out, you know, having an off day. But, like, when you get into that pressure, you're like, now I got to apply all those things that those people told me, you know.
Right.
So, but that's, you know, if you guys, any girls out there watching this, do it. Don't let anybody tell you no. Do it.
And don't, you know,
Ask your
just
friends to drive their cars.
don't be
Yes.
scared to drive with the boys, okay, or anything
No.
like that. You
Yeah.
know, I really thought it was great at the DK Invitational that, like, you just jumped in there. There wasn't any, oh, Vern's coming out, you know.
Yeah, no.
No.
Vern's in
It
the
was
Camaro.
just, there's a Camaro, and we just went. So, you know, it's,
I think like I went
everybody's
out my
welcome.
first, like even the first time, and Danny Boob's like, "Want to go 4?" I'm like, "What?" I was like, "Vern's going 4," and I'm like, "I guess I'm going 4." And I'm like, let him 4-pack in
Yep.
Dan's car, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna shit myself."
Yeah.
and you did great. How did you do?
I did great. I did
Yes.
fine. So, but you know, it's still, but like you said, it's that pressure. I can't spin out. Of course, I mean, Dan wouldn't mind. I mean, if I bumped Dan's car, he's like, whatever. But you know, you can't. It's the pressure is actually is really good.
Yeah, so always take that extra
forces
advice.
you.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I like driving with Shane. because he's on my door. And,
yeah.
and
We have a question for him. Does anyone have any advice from him? How do you get that close? I ask him all the time. How?
and not hit.
How? Yeah. And then if he does, it's just like, oop, oop.
Do you know what's funny is I tried making eye contact.
Besides like, but that's like a jack up type of deal. Like, the whole thing where that was like,
When he
train
rolled-
reaction, but like,
Yeah.
but his 98%, like, how? How are you and Mike like literally riding on each other? Like,
Yep.
They
tell me how. Just tell me how.
they predict each other's moves.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like when Shane and Mike drive so well together because they know how they drive. Like Shane
Yeah.
knows or Mike knows what Shane's gonna do before Shane does it.
Into the
so
swamp.
maybe not that one. But so like they
Under
anticipate
pressure.
each other
He was
so
under
well
pressure.
that Mike they mirror
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other, and that's what chasing is.
Yeah,
Is like
I
you
love
have
watching
to
them.
mirror the other person just like 2 seconds ahead, so
We
that
need
you
to see
transition
them
at the
in a
same
calm.
time.
Yeah.
Get them down to
And
Jersey
that's
to a
hard.
calm.
Like, it's hard to.
I don't know how.
I
they
don't know
fucking do
how
it.
they
Yeah,
do that.
that's gonna be us
I-
one day, girls.
At
One
some
day.
point, maybe.
One
You're-
day.
But you guys,
mirror.
all you girls are, you're 100% getting it. You
Yeah.
are 100%. I mean, I watch you, and I'm like, damn, off my level. Yeah.
Your turn, Jack.
I would say the best piece of advice I got, which I don't remember who it was from because this was so long ago. It was look where you want to go,
Oh, that's
By
a
Tom
good
P.
one.
It's
That
by
was
not what you're not what you're coming up next
That's
to.
what me. That was
Because my
problem.
biggest thing was I would like going around the back session once I got to B group. I would stare at the wall.
wall.
Oh, yeah.
And because it would scare me, so I'd panic and I would just make myself spin so that I wouldn't hit it. And it must have been Tom P.
Yeah, that's what he said
I
too.
came off
Said
the
the
lap.
same
He
thing
came
to
up to my
me.
window and he was like, "Look where you want to go." He's like, "If you want to go past the wall, look past it." And that was what helped me a lot. And then I'm also, this is why I love you, Mike. You're a great teacher, but I could not learn when Mike was in the car with me because he would let me do the whole lap. And then after I was done driving, he would tell me where I went wrong and what I had to fix. And I don't learn like that. Like when I'm done driving the lap, I'm done. Like I don't remember what I did.
You want it in the moment.
don't
I
think
need it
think
in
of
the
those.
moment. So I think it was, I think it might have actually been Rob. He got in the car with me. He's like, "Can I yell at you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So as I'm driving, he's screaming at me, "Hit the gas, grab the wheel, let go of the wheel, hit the gas." And that is when it clicked.
Yep.
And that's when I got it.
Yep.
So I have to be in the moment. When I'm messing up, tell me I'm messing up and
With the
tell me
pressure
how-
on.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
you took that too because you told me that.
Well, I always,
When
whenever I
in the
get in
car,
the car
yeah.
with someone, like if they ask me for help,
Yeah.
I say to them like,
Yeah.
"Can I yell at you in the moment?" And like even when I
when
rode
you
with
were with her in the
when I
car?
was with her, I was yelling at her. I'm like, "Gas, gas, gas! Grab the wheel, let go of the wheel,
Yeah.
hit the gas!" And like, cause yeah, and I was screaming because I was just so excited. But that's how I learned, was like in the moment. But yeah, I think that was the best piece of advice I got, was the look where you want to go, and then also not to be scared of the gas. I was so
Yeah.
scared of just pinning the throttle, and now I'm in second banging rev limiter, and that's just how I drive.
On steering lock. I've seen it.
Yep, that's how I do it.
How about you, Julie?
I don't know. I think when I first started was when I was struggling. It was probably Rob too. He'd said, where you guys were talking about like the sim where you can't feel it. He said, you're going to feel it in your butt. Like that's where you're going to feel it when you're moving. So that kind of really helped me a lot. Like feeling the actual car, like how it's moving and kind of going with that. Especially like in a Z, like I feel like Jackie said the same thing. I don't think I've ever used my handbrake in my car, especially like, doing a skid pad, like Thompson. A lot of times I hardly even have to use my, do a clutch kick. A lot of times you could just kind of almost throw it in, depending if you're going fast enough. I feel like you can just like throw it in and it just kind of like does its thing, And
So you're using that weight transfer.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was something that like I learned, like was like the first thing that helped me kind of get the feel of the car.
Mine was definitely sound too. Like if you can't
Yeah,
hear in the
hear
Z, it's so loud. Like, and then you can like say the Corvette. It was like you can hear it. Like
Yeah.
you can hear how much speed you have.
Yeah.
Versus like the quieter car. Like I've been in a couple different ones. And I'm like, how much
What are we
speed am I
doing?
going?
Yeah.
So yeah, I encourage everyone to definitely, if your friend is willing to let you jump into a different chassis, give it
Do
a shot.
it.
I've driven a couple different ones. Tom's, Shane's, the Z. I think I, who else did I drive? I don't remember. I think there was one other person, but do it.
I was telling Dan, I'm like, man, I wish I asked Jackie if I could drive the Z.
I would let you drive my
Yeah.
Z 100%.
I know. I'm like, we
You
should
drove my Z, didn't you?
When we first started, before I even started driving,
Yeah.
I drove your Z,
Yeah.
and I remember being like, like this.
Yeah.
But then
But also, we only had Knuckles at that point.
right, and
We
I
didn't have
just started,
just,
and
yeah.
now where I'm like I feel more comfortable in different cars.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I wonder what it'd be like to drive a Z, and then you should have just drove the Lexus
Next time.
next time.
Next time.
Yeah, because
Need more ladies' days.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just to play around. It's fun.
I
to
got an
drive.
intersection.
In Mexico.
Takeovers are not drifting.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, there.
In Mexico. That's my driveway.
Well, that question came in from THVT Porvet. That'd be Shane.
Oh, that's Shane.
Yeah. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's a good question.
But we need some of his advice now.
Yeah.
Some of Shane's advice?
Yeah.
No,
What do you
don't.
Because he
mean?
doesn't tell us
Just floor it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
all
that
he
does,
says.
that
He
doesn't
does. I would admit, like
he does here and there, but when
He does here and there.
he's rode with me, I don't even know if he's actually rode with me. The first time he put me in the car, I said, "You're gonna ride with me, right?" And he said, "No." You go out
It's
there, and I was like,
hard.
"What do I do?"
Like riding
He's like,
with
"Just go
your
out there and
significant
turn it,"
others-
and I was like,
Yeah. So
"What do you mean?"
riding
then just
with
give a
your-
yes.
Yeah, riding with your significant others though is hard.
No.
Yeah, I think he's rode with me
Yeah.
maybe once.
Dan's ridden with me. He rode with me the first time I ever went, and then that was it. I don't know if he's ridden with me since. Maybe once, but Shane rode with me up at his first invitational when I took his car out because took the Camaro out the first time because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'll ride with you. Let's go."
Oh yeah, I do remember that actually.
And I'm
yeah.
like, "Okay." And
Yeah.
I'm in the car, I'm like, "I am so nervous." He's like, "You got this. Everything's fine." And I'm like, "There's so much power." So, and then I went out and did it. He's like, "Yeah, this is great. You're doing good." And I'm like,
Yeah, I do like. He does say some things too, like go wider here, go,
Yep.
bring it in there. But it's
Yeah.
like very short. It's not like, okay, now.
Yeah.
he's just very calm.
He's incredibly calm. Last time when we were at the DK Invitational, he was eating Cheetos in the passenger seat. Like we take the Infinity out in the rain, and he's like, I want to let you tell me how it is because it feels kind of weird. You let me know. And I'm like, whoa, it's patchy as hell. And he's like, that's what I thought.
All the boys have their own vibe. It's all
Yeah.
like their own different, it's very interesting. They should all ride with us sometimes, but they never do. Like, Mike's never
Jerry
ridden
doesn't
with
like
me.
getting in the
Jerry
car with
doesn't
me.
Get in the car with you.
No, ever. I think he's done it twice.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, they just don't.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think Jackie's actually been in the car more. You were actually the first one to
I
ever
rode
teach me
with
how to
you
do a
more.
clutch kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
I was
forced
teaching
Tom.
you how to do a clutch kick
Yeah, you
with Taylor's
came
car
in.
too.
Came in.
Yeah.
I clutch kicked Dan's Camaro once, and then I'm like, but do I clutch kick to initiate? Because I remember and you're like, yeah, you just very calm. You're like, you just hit it and then go. I'm like, okay. But with the Lexus, I is just all throttle and
Yeah, 'cause you throw the
upsetting.
weight.
Yeah, just throw the weight in it, and I don't. That's all you do with it. Just hit the gas, and it's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Goes
It just
sideways.
goes.
It just goes. So, but clutch kicking is the shit. I really like.
That's what I
do
do.
that.
That's what I always do.
I initiate with clutch kicking.
Yeah, me too.
I
Yeah.
drove Jersey, I want to say it was like a month or so ago. It was the first time I ever did it. And I think it was actually advice that you had given me was just to learn each corner first. So it was
Yeah.
the first time I've ever
Yeah.
done a track that had a lot of
Hills.
Inclined.
inclines. Yeah. And so learning how to clutch kick came in clutch because some of those turns were kind of hairy, trying to get out of them and gassing through them. So definitely clutch kicking helped a little bit. Still, I think I would be a little bit more comfortable if I kind of get comfortable more with the handbrake in, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not really there yet. Slowing down. There's they actually let us do the whole track the last time, which was kind of cool because
That's awesome.
I think even at that point, Jared said, "I haven't even done the tree turn yet."
That's wild.
That was so much fun being able to do that. But yeah, slowing down on that back section makes me kind of a little nervous. So I kind of just slowly go around that. It's almost like an elbow, and then I'll continue drifting the rest of it. But yeah, just
Yeah, no. It comes in bits, right? You learn it
Yeah.
as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this kind of ties into that with this question. It says, with your significant others being very good drivers, do you take their advice or do you like being taught by or coached by someone else?
So they do have good advice. Like, Mike gives solid advice. He's helped a lot of people, and some of the stuff that he has said to me does help me. But it's just like when he's in the car with me, I can't do it. Because, well, I feel like you feel, at least for me, like I feel more pressure
Yeah.
to do well because he's next to me. I want to impress him. And then that pressure gets to me. And when I do make a mistake, I feel it more.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, damn, like he saw me spin out. Which, I mean, he's going to see me if he's outside anyways, but at least, like, he saw it from the inside. Like, he saw how I messed up.
Yeah.
Especially when I was, like, first starting. Oh, my God. Because all I did was spin when I first started learning how to drive. And he'd be like, no, it's fine. Like, just take a deep breath. And when you, like, next time when you hit this corner, do this instead. And I'm like, nope, it's gone. Too late.
You feel like it eroded your confidence because you screwed
Yeah.
up in front of him?
Yeah.
Some of us might be stubborn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I am stubborn. But no, he does give good advice. And, like, if Dan's ever given me advice, I've listened to him. If Shane's ever given me advice, I've listened. It's, I think, I don't know. At least for me, it was just different. Like, when he was in the car with me, like, I felt way more pressure to do well. And if I didn't, it hit harder than, like, if it was just like, if Vern was with me or if Allie was with me. You know, so that's why when I was
I'm
first
usually
learning,
laughing.
when I first learned, I was like, I did want him in the car, but I didn't at the same time. And then when I got good, I was like, yeah, get in.
Let me show you.
Yeah, I can
We're
do
gonna
this
tap that
now.
wall.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did that.
What about you, Julie? Do you like Jerry's advice or no?
No.
Same.
A really good teacher, and it's not because he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm a very fast learner. Like, I need, like, like, he's like, and you're going to do this. And then you're going to do that. And I'm like, all right, get to the point. Like, it's just not quick enough for me. I don't know. Yeah, no. I think that's probably, like, why he's only ever gotten in the car twice. Like, and then I'll ask him, like, I don't know, what do you think I could do different? He's like, I think Shane says it all the time, like, go faster. I'm like, I thought I was going fast.
I'm pretty sure Shane says that to everybody.
He does.
I thought I was going fast.
He's
And it's
also
not
right.
always that he's just like, oh, just go faster. I think he just sees the momentum that we need. You know, like in the rain, the car was spinning so much. He's like, you're winding out second gear.
Grab third.
But it doesn't hear it. Like, I don't notice it inside, you know? So he's seeing it from a different perspective too. So
Well, he also drives really fast.
he does.
So does
he
Mike.
Yes,
drive
he
really
does.
fast.
So does Jerry. And so does Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're all fast.
Very
on
fast.
on the fast end of the spectrum. Like Tom and I were talking about that this weekend. Some people, you know, they prefer a little bit more loose setup and they, you know, want to go a little slower or whatever. And
No, the
But they
all
have like
four of
one
your
of-
counterparts.
They have like one of the best like team drivings that I've ever seen.
What's that?
Like just
Yeah.
all the boys that we have in this group are just like they can literally all stay together and not hit each other until they want to get rowdy. Then they're like, I'll give you a little boop boop here. But like if they came down to it, like
They're
you know,
very-
like with the comp thing that we
Yeah.
did, like
They're controlled.
they were so controlled.
They're
It was
very
like
controlled.
the best thing. And it's like, you know, you're going to have those people that obviously don't, you know, they have their ands and their ifs and whats. But when it comes down to it, it's like you can clearly see that, you know, they definitely have improved their driving with each other so much. Like, they
Because
just-
now
they
they
just
they know how
Yeah.
they drive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
right.
with one another and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, just
And
in
just to
in
predict
general,
like the
yeah.
spin out or the, you know, like when, you know, Rob and the situation that happened down at Thompson, somehow Shane avoided it and
Accident
Oaks was right
avoidance.
behind him and like,
Accident avoidance.
you know, it was just, yeah, it was.
That's something that Mike always tells me. He's like,
Yeah.
if you're chasing someone, he's like, you need to watch.
Pay attention.
Watch
Yeah.
where they're going, so you know what to do. He's
Right.
like, but you need to be able to tell if they're gonna mess up.
So the boys
that
definitely
you
do
can
have
dip.
some solid,
right.
advice for us.
Nice.
Even though we might not want to listen to it.
Well, maybe they can tell a friend and that friend can tell you.
Yeah.
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 But
What about you, Vern?
Yeah, I take Dan's advice.
Nice.
I do. I just because I mean I think coming from the fact that I'm driving the car he built, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen the way Dan drives that car. Like it's he just it's
I've heard this one.
you know, so it's he just knows, but we have very different styles. Like I'm never gonna drive the Lexus like Dan. No,
Yeah.
you know, not in
You
his,
say never.
I shouldn't say never. I'll drive it in my own style, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I just, I take his advice from what I'm doing, like what I need to do and what I need to correct in order to make me better because he sees it. And mine's all the same,
Yeah, I think that'll be a big thing for all of us girls
Right.
coming into the next season is really focusing in on the same situation that the boys did, is getting to know all those, where I'm stronger, where I'm not so strong. Let's focus this, let's focus that.
Yep.
And hopefully the boys will be there to guide us along.
No, you're all already good. It's,
getting-
it's really
yeah.
cool to see the videos
Yeah.
and the progression and see it in person too. You
Yeah, I
know.
wish I could have been there this weekend, but
I said that
Arts
to
and
Vern.
play.
I was like, it's not the same without. I was gonna say Jackie. It's not the same without Allie being here. It was like
I know,
I think
it
the
was
first time
weird.
we've had one where you weren't there.
Yeah.
yeah, I honestly haven't drove. I drove that one event, and then the last time I drove was at DK's first invitational,
Yeah.
and I only took the Corvette out when it was blown up, well, halfway there,
Oh,
for
geez.
2 laps around the circle track.
Yep.
And I haven't drove since the second to last event at Nedco. So I've only drove twice in the last year.
Yeah, and like
year
you
and a
killed
half.
it when you went out
So,
this last time.
I'm ready to get back in the seat, and we'll get to work.
Hell yeah. That was my question because I was honestly curious.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we need to get Revan to work out there. If he's ready to turn some wrenches, let's go, kid.
He really
Build
is.
mom a car.
He wants to be in the driver's seat. I'm going to be at the sit in the
I'm surprised you
passenger
didn't put a motor in that little Audi big wheel you
He
got.
does. We put the DeWalt battery in it.
The
He does
DeWalt.
burnouts in that thing.
He's
Yeah.
wild.
He doesn't need that because now it's not going to be fast enough. Because now he's like, well, can you put me in 5 gears on my dirt bike? And I'm like, it
Oh,
only has
no.
3 gears. He's like, well, I'm going to ride Landon's dirt bike. I said, you can't even touch on your 50. I have to stop you. He has to yell to us in the yard when he wants to stop.
Oh, geez.
He comes up to us and he hits the brake, and then we just grab the handlebars, and he stops. So I'm like,
That's awesome.
yep.
That's what you guys created.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm living it. Yeah.
And he'll look at you and he'll call you a little bitch.
Good kid. Okay, so next question. We kind of covered this a little bit, but if you could just elaborate just real quick, what gave you the interest to drive? This person is trying to give his significant other the reasons to stop being such a passenger princess.
Girl gang.
Do you think it was inspiration from one another? Or?
I walked up to her and I was like, Dan was like, hold on, let me read. Dan was like, oh, my wife. Oh, I was like, where's your wife? And he's like, oh, we're at the camper. And I was like, she's not into this. She just comes, she puts her lights up on the camper, hangs out for a few, then she heads out. And I was like,
The camper princess.
I need to go meet. I was like, I need to go meet her. And I walked over and I said, so you want to drive in a couple weekends? And she was like, what do you mean? I don't even know who you are. And I said, oh, we introduced ourselves, and then
We're gonna be best friends.
yeah,
I'm
the
like,
next
"Oh."
weekend I was like, oh,
Sounds
we're gonna
good.
drive. Like Shane's gonna let me drive the Z. You're gonna drive, Dan's car. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna
You
do
took
this.
a lot of. I remember you took
Yeah.
a lot of
So then
convincing.
the following event, I said, "Are you ready to drive yet?" And she goes, "I don't know." And then like 2 days later, she texted me, "I'm gonna do it," and I was like, "Here we go." Then that's when we met. I had met Jackie, or I had met Jackie. Yes, right after, soon after that, because Vern was the first one, and then Julie. I had like seen her out on the track. I was like, I think she's like the only girl out there like doing the. Were you doing Team O'Neill? Did you do two?
I
did-
did it once.
Okay, so I
I
had
did it
gone up
once,
there
too.
for like, we had like Overwatch from up top. And I was like, oh, there's a girl out there driving. Shane's like, yeah, girls do it. Well, same situation. We didn't
Yeah.
know. And I'm excited for more girls to drive. Like, I want to just jump in the seat.
Let's go.
If I could get
Yeah.
Danielle to drive, I'd get her in the seat too. It's just work in progress.
Yeah.
Get her in that Miata.
Just keep chewing
Yeah.
it. Just keep doing it.
It really
Yeah.
is cool, like seeing how many more from like when I first started driving. It is amazing to see how many more girls.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I didn't see a single female driver and I think I went to Mike events with Mike for a year before I started driving. So every single event he drove, I never saw a girl driver
Yeah.
ever. And so now to see like what at
So
Nedco
many,
there was
yeah.
like 10, 15, and
There's
then
a
now
lot
it's
of us
all
at the
ladies
end.
driving, where there was
Yep.
20
25.
at last weekend.
Wow.
Or no, on Saturday? Was it 20?
There was only 16.
16. But
Well,
the
the
one
one
before
before
that
that was
was
25,
like
yeah.
25.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to see all these girls. And then also, like, it's pretty sweet when you get to the point where you can lead a train of like 3 or 4 dudes and they get out and they're like, yo, you're pretty good.
oh, Jack.
Yeah. Clip that.
Okay,
Clip
yeah, I
that.
didn't realize what I said. Sorry. A drift train, my bad, of 4 dudes, and they get out and they're like, "Yo, you're pretty good." So like it's pretty good to like get to that point.
I encourage all the girlfriends, like,
Don't be scared. Just do it.
just come do it with the girls.
Don't be embarrassed
Yeah.
either.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That was a big thing for me. Was like I didn't want to mess up in front of a lot of people, and it would get to me when I did. But then once I got over that, and I realized that at most events that you go to, they don't care if you spin out,
Right.
if you mess
But you
up.
man have to obviously give them too the encouragement to get in the seat.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, hey,
But, like-
here's your helmet. Let's go do this. You know?
Nobody,
gonna
every
do it.
female that wants to start driving, nobody cares how many times you spin out or how
They're not
long it takes you to
counting.
get it. They want you to get it.
We need
They
to know
want
who it
you to
is
be
so
a
that
good
we can be
driver.
bullies and be like, let's go.
The other
Drive my
thing,
car.
the other thing to realize too, for any new driver, male or female, or anybody that's
Yeah,
concerned.
not even just female. Like anybody who's new, they
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake, let's put you in a car.
Seriously, everyone who's already driving and all the spectators, everyone wants you to do well. Nobody wants you to mess up. Like we want more drivers, and we want to see you get good and succeed.
Right.
Like no one's hoping that you
100%.
fail.
Well, and most of the people that are watching
Yeah.
on the spectator line are spectators. They don't even drive.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you know
They don't
you're-
know the
you're-
difference.
They don't know.
Yeah,
the difference.
exactly. Yep.
They don't know if you're good or bad.
I think
Or
my
you might be
biggest
the
fear
one
when I first
encouraging
started
them.
driving was like breaking the car.
Was being afraid to break
Yeah,
it.
of breaking
yeah,
the
I was
car.
doing that too.
And then someone told me like that's what they're made to do. Like just drive it hard. And
These are hard to break.
yeah.
They're hard to break.
Yeah.
I think I broke
pretty
the
hard.
diff once, and Jerry's like, I don't even know how you did that. Those are not supposed to be like easy to break. And I was like, oh,
I've done some shit to the Lexus. Do you remember when I like went up the embankment?
yeah.
Full lock. Dan's like, is that my fucking car on the bank right now? I'm like, I'm fine. Everything's
I think you and Leah did. Leah did a really good job too when she got the hang of it. You know, she did the Z for a little while, for a couple laps actually that day. She went up the embankment too. I think
Yeah.
it was just one of those things.
No,
It was a
I
nice
had been
corner.
drifting
Everybody takes a
for
trip up the hill.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a rite of passage.
Yeah.
I
It's
almost
fine.
went up the hill one time, and actually Rob was in the car with me, and he yanked on the handbrake and
Oh, he-
saved us from going up the hill.
He did that a time or two with me.
Yeah.
I actually drove, Mike and I hauled my car 15 hours to Ohio. And
Really?
Yeah, for a Drift Kitchen event
Oh wow.
years ago. And
What a guy.
I yeeted my car off the track, and I messed it up. He had to winch it on the trailer. Like, we could not drive it. And I was like, I was upset. I was so upset. And I'm like, we just drove 15 hours. I got half of the day done, and I broke my car. And he was like, this is what drifters do. It's fine. He's like, we'll go home. We'll fix it. You'll drive the next one.
Yep.
It's not a big deal.
That's what I admire the most when I first started doing this, is that when I first started coming to the track, 'cause I didn't understand like
Yeah.
Dan's passion for this, and he was just
Yeah.
so excited, and he had this Lexus that was a million colors or whatever he had going on when he first got it, and he was so passionate about it, and I remember being like, what the hell is the big deal, right? What is this thing? And then I went to the track, and I see all of these kids, the motors are out, and like this person's broken, and they're getting parts, and they're fixing their car so they can drive you the
Jerry.
next day.
Smiling while doing it.
Right. Or
Almost every
or,
event.
Like, or Jordan.
Yep.
Right? But,
Yep.
or
Yep.
any of those guys. And
Yeah, when they
I-
hit the wall, Shane,
just
just
Shane
everyone.
hit the wall. You know, we got to go
Pulling
find
them out.
parts. I'm like, find parts for what? You're done. No, we're not. We're just going to fix it tonight after, you know, like some fun, and we're going to drive tomorrow. And they did it. And I remember being like, that's a passion you don't see in many things, right?
Yeah.
That is a,
Mike went through like 3 motors in one season.
jeez, yeah.
After the second one, I'm like, aren't you done? Like, aren't you mad? Don't you want to give up? And he was like, no. I'm like,
Good.
okay.
There was one event that Jerry blew his motor, and I forget who had the motor, but he went up and like picked it up wherever it was from, and then bring it back to the track and changed it at the track
I
like that
remember that.
weekend. Yeah, and was back on.
Wasn't it pouring rain?
Oh, I don't remember.
Usually is.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And that stuff goes on.
Yeah.
Like Dan at Vibes this
Yeah.
year, you know? Like, oh, I felt so bad for him. Like,
Yeah,
you
but you
drive-
know, we walk in that garage when they're taking that transmission out and doing the clutch, and he blew a slave cylinder. And so, for anybody unfamiliar, the slave's on the inside of the transmission. You have to pull the transmission to
tranny
fix
out.
the clutch just to get the thing to move. And next thing you know, it's Dan and I
Everyone
and Jordan
helps
and
everybody.
Orion
Yeah.
and Mike Panciocco and Michael Bruning and everybody that was there. And it's just this train of people that are like,
I drove to Ohio
That's right.
up
Yeah.
parts.
You went to Summit.
I went to
Yeah.
Summit.
The girls made a girl
The
trip.
Summit.
Yeah.
I got
I
an
missed
umbrella. Yeah, I drove all the way to Summit to pick up the parts because that was the biggest thing. We're like, man, we can't get parts. And Dan talked to the other guy. I forget his name. Sorry if you're watching this, but he has the Camaro. And Dan's like, yeah, I'm looking for this. And the kid's like, Summit's like 2 hours from here. And Dan's like, that's right. And I'm like, what's Summit? So stupid, right? And Dan's like, you're going to Summit tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. And all the guys are like, that's so cool. You're driving to Summit. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
We get there, and like Jess was with me and Ashley. We like took selfies in front of the place, and I'm like, we're here. And I went in, and I'm like, now I know what's up.
Yeah.
They got like seats in there and helmets, and there's guys everywhere. And like I said, I got my umbrella, but we got the parts and we drove back. But you know, they put it all back together, and he got a few laps in, which is nice, and that's all he wanted to do. And but I admire that. I still don't want to break my car.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, if you do, there's
There's
100
hundreds of people to help me
that'll
fix it.
come help it, male, female, anything.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
And the stories after are always amazing.
Yeah.
They are.
yeah.
Yeah. And we always end up getting closer.
Yep.
Yep.
Like my Jerry shut the fuck up story.
Oh, how's that go?
We were
I
actually
always
just
miss the
talking,
good stuff.
totally off subject, but we were just in the bus bringing the boys to the demo derby on Saturday, and Landon goes, Mom, remember that time we went to get ice cream and we broke the bunk beds and the futon trying to do a wheelie in the bus? That was after you, right?
Yeah.
Or before you?
Before me.
We
I
had
remember
so
that.
many people in the bus doing
Like
Wild.
20.
a wheelie.
Trying to do a wheelie.
Oh, no, we
Well,
did.
he did.
Oh,
He
you
did.
did?
Yeah.
Shane
Like,
did a
walked
wheelie.
it
Did a
Oh,
wheelie.
yeah.
And
That's
everything on the inside broke.
awesome.
In a bus.
Again?
In the bus.
In a bus.
Yes, ask Shane. We'll go for ice cream Saturday. We'll pick everybody up and we'll do a wheelie.
I like this. I'm in.
No, God.
Oh my god.
But we need Dan in the back.
I'm big.
Jerry. Yeah, all the
Did you just
boys.
call Jerry big?
Jerry, Jake, Brian. Looks like he's gonna sleep over there. All right, next question.
Okay, so that question came in from Masatan Masi. That's Corey Masi.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So this one is pretty good, and I'll weigh in on it. Whose man would win in a wrestling match?
Oh, jeez.
Wait, out of the four?
Out of the four,
Four
you
of
mean?
them?
Yep. Yeah, you got to stick up for your dudes. Who's going to win?
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I have a feeling there would be a lot of inappropriate touching.
Shane would be the dirtiest.
Yeah,
He would.
Yeah.
I've kissed that man.
I don't
I'm
know.
an aggressive
That
guy,
was
so.
people.
You
still
don't have an aggressive.
mention
Shane
that.
has.
So I have a surprise
Yeah.
with that whole scenario happening hopefully next week. Can't wait to see you, Brandy.
We're not
Mike's-
gonna reveal that answer.
Mike's family literally was like, "Why did two men kiss at your wedding?"
Because I was asked.
The stickers on my car, and someone made a comment about it this weekend.
Two
Like, is
dudes?
that two dudes kissing? And I was like, yep.
It's
Yes,
on the
it is.
bus.
Did you point to me and say one's him?
You were here. You had already left at that point. Yeah.
You
jaked
jaked
out.
out.
Yeah. Whoa,
I did
yeah.
too. I only said bye to one
I
family.
get in my
That's
car,
funny.
out of my car. I'm like, "Hey, where's Jake?" And he's like, "He jaked out." I'm like, "Man."
Typical.
It was hot, and I just haven't been
Right,
feeling
it's
good.
hot.
So I wanted to.
No, I appreciate that, Jake. I think
Yeah.
it's awesome.
That's what I do.
I don't know who would win, but they would all play dirty.
Oh yeah.
I know
Yeah,
they would.
100%.
All right, up to me.
I'm gonna go with Brunin.
He's
You think Michael?
Yeah, because he would just come in out of nowhere and just fuck
Oh,
people.
Brunin?
I know he's not a part of
Oh, I
this,
thought
but
we were just talking
no,
about.
no,
know,
it is the four guys. But I feel like Brunin would just
He wouldn't do much until somebody like got him.
because we would all be together with him.
Yeah.
So
They'd be like,
Are you
"What?"
having
That
a
was-
wrestling match here?
Well, I mean,
That's after hours?
They almost got into it one time with other people at the track.
the Miata thing.
Which one?
We won't get into that.
Yeah.
So that was from Slightly Bent.
Who's slightly bent?
That would be Scott Bedessa,
Oh,
Jim
Scott.
Jan.
Yeah.
I think Scott runs their account, so it's probably from
I
Scott.
love that. Who's
They're a good group.
Yep.
Okay, so this one. Say one good thing. This is going to be fun. Say one good thing and one bad thing about your significant other's driving. Oh. And Julie is encouraged to say
No.
many bad things about. No.
Oh no.
Read it for real. What did
It says Julie is exempt from the second part of this question.
So you're not supposed to say
So it's
anything
from
bad.
Jerry.
It's from Jerry.
So you get to go first.
Oh my God, this is hard. Do I have to go?
No, you don't have to. Do you want to wait? You want to skip?
Yeah, I need to think about it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
I'm,
not.
One
I'm
good
thinking.
thing?
So skip.
Who
One-
wants to go first?
I'll go.
One
I'll
good
go.
thing,
I'll
one
go.
bad thing.
All right. One good thing about his driving.
Yes.
He is an excellent chaser. one not bad thing.
One bad thing.
One bad thing.
He likes to ruin brand new wraps.
That's good for business.
He likes to ruin brand new motors. Well, that wasn't really his fault.
It happens.
Was it? Yeah, it wasn't really his fault.
happens.
All right, hold on. One bad thing. Burns too many tires. 'Cause that's a bad thing.
You could say unforgiving.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't have anything about his
That's his
driving,
style, though. He
though.
goes super hard.
Yeah, I don't really got anything about his drive, like his physical driving. Besides, like, maybe his lead can be a little bit faster. I feel like he slows down. You know,
He's hard to chase.
no, he's not hard to chase. I think maybe he's just trying to get everyone closer.
Speed
but,
wise is what I'm talking about.
yeah, but it depends who he's driving with, too. I really haven't gotten any bads about him, unfortunately, because I, like, want to be his... I want to be him driving.
Right. So
Yeah.
isn't that
Yeah.
hard? Like you're like, I don't know if I want to be like that. I want to drive like that. So in my
Yeah.
mind, it's hard to find something that's bad about it. Is that something? But I don't know. What do you got, Jackie? I'm still thinking.
She looks like she's cooking.
Yeah, we know you trash him.
No, I'm not gonna touch him. So a good thing about his driving is his accident. Well, yeah, he's consistent, but his accident avoidance is like next level. I don't understand how this dude does it. Like we were, this was years ago, like when I was still learning how to drive. So I think back to it now and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know how you avoided that. But he was chasing, at Lock City, he was chasing Dimitri. And something happened with him. He was on him. Like I could, if I was Mike and I was driving, I could reach out and poke his car. Something happened with Dimitri's car. He spun. And all of a sudden, Dimitri's car was here and we were looking at him. Mike stopped the car, didn't hit him, and got out of the way so the car behind him didn't hit him. And we just drove away. I'm like, how the
That's
fuck
kind of like what happened.
did you just do
yeah,
that?
just recently.
Like, so his accident avoidance is like top tier. I've never
Good.
seen anything like it.
So bad.
I don't.
He destroys bumpers.
He does destroy bumpers.
That's not like the
would
driving
say-
bad. It's so hard to pick a
Hey,
driving
hey,
bad.
let me have this.
Oh yeah, because you said that you're going to destroy it anyways.
Yeah, so he's giving me shit because I spray painted his bumpers. Do I normally do that? No, but he was going to grid life. It matched, and I knew he was going to fuck those things up.
I guess sometimes, rarely. Like, oh, what was the last one that he just drove? IFO.
Did he drive? Yeah, he drove.
He did
broke an
IFO and he
IFO,
did grid
but-
life.
He did. He chased someone. I don't remember who it was. He did the lap. I was riding passenger. He got done, and I was like, "That was kind of choppy." And he looked at me. He's like, "Fuck off!" No, it wasn't. I'm like, "You were a little choppy." But that's literally it. I don't think because I didn't see him when he was first learning how to drive. I've only seen him when he's been good. So there's not really much that he does wrong
Fair enough.
that I've seen. Like
Okay.
I don't know.
Those two are just like natural. They do something and they're good at it. Everything.
He's literally good at everything.
They're
he does.
everything.
It's so annoying.
And when they get into it, 100%. Like I had like 100 guns at one time, 100 paintball guns, 100
Oh,
Volkswagens.
yeah.
Like, when Shane gets into something, he
He
gets
goes
into
all
it.
in.
Like,
All in. Yeah,
and I love that about
That's
that.
how
Like,
Mike
it's
is,
just-
yeah.
RC cars.
Oh my god, so many.
He built a track and then tore it down.
I'm done with
Vern,
this.
what you got?
Oh, I think Dan is such an amazing lead. Like he's he's always so very consistent.
He is consistent.
With his lead runs always. He's a consistent driver. Like you know where he's gonna be, where he's gonna put the car.
He picks really wide lines.
Very
too, which is
wide
nice.
lines. That's what he's always drilled in. You gotta go wide. You gotta go wide. I think to say, sometimes I'm like, you gotta chill out and like cool your tires down, or like why don't we go do a cool down lap or something?
Oh, yeah,
you know?
I
like,
ju- Zero fucks given.
Zero
Like if
fucks.
he's having fun, he will not stop. I'm like, your car doesn't sound too hot. Maybe we should take a break. He's like, no, I want to go. I'm like, okay.
Have you checked the temperature? Sometimes I'm sitting like in there with him like this. I'm like, hey, check the temperature. He's like, yes, I've checked the temperature. I'm like, well, I've just been doing this a lot. I think he hates having me with me, but I doubt it. He's
Yes,
like,
I checked the temperature.
Yeah, I'm doing fine, and or like I don't know. I sometimes I just feel like
I need Shane to
maybe
get
we
a gas gauge, okay, guys?
Yeah,
Ran out at Ladies' Day. He ran out the other time. Then he ran out in the purple car. I'm like, we got any gas gauges up
At
in here?
Groveton, when it wasn't the DK event, it was like the first time they drove Groveton when like Rob did it. he was doing a cool down on the oval,
Yep.
and I said, I'm like, Mike, I smell gas. And he was like, obviously you smell gas. Like, I'm burning gas. And I was like, no, Mike, I smell raw gas. And he was like, no. And I'm like, swear to God, yes, I do. I smell it. And so he parks his car, and he checks, and he had a fuel line that was leaking. And I was like, oh, I guess I was right. But he was like, whatever. So I feel like sometimes they just don't want to listen to us because we haven't been doing it as long.
No, we don't want you to be right.
Yeah, but I'm like, what? I'm like, what if you kept
Bingo.
driving? You probably would have had a fire or something. I don't know.
So I think
Yeah.
yeah,
He
that's,
probably thanks you in his head for that.
He does.
that's it. You just have to like, let's go take a break. None of them want to take a break. You
That's
know?
what I was
like
thinking about the motor.
toddlers.
I was like,
Huh?
Like toddlers.
can we just call like Tom and Ryan back to put this motor back in? Can we just have another break?
But he
And
did
we're like
it.
calling Dan. What is this wire go to? Okay, hold on, Tom. What on the table did you write? You guys wrote all over the table. I was like, oh, well, here we go.
We had to categorize things.
Yeah, it was perfect.
turn.
Went in
Go
really
ahead,
nice.
Julie. What's up?
Yeah, what do you got?
Okay, I thought of something like a bad thing.
Bad first.
Bad first. He does some pretty sketchy stuff driving.
Right.
This past year, they started doing like the back section at Thompson, and doing like the back behind the hill's not that bad, but when you're going up around the oval, the amount of times I've said "holy shit" in the car, and I try not to do that because like I don't want to like psych them out or something. But the amount of times I'm like, holy shit. And then there was one time someone had, they were going around in front of us and they spun and hit the wall. And just Jerry seeing that, like I felt like the car was going to start to go that way. And like, he just obviously like kept going, but like it got pretty sketchy sometimes. But yeah. And then that's probably it. Like he gets pretty sketchy sometimes.
Are you talking
goes
about
hard.
the road course
He
in the
does.
back?
Yeah, they started doing like
was
behind the
fast.
hill, and it's so
That's-
fast.
I rode with Mike when he did East Coast Bash, like 2 years. I think it was like 2 years ago. First time ever riding with him at Jersey. He did tree turn, like 80. Before
Yeah.
I was sitting in the passenger seat, and I was like, "Oh my effing god!" That was the first time I ever felt scared. Like for a split second, I had like the pit of fear in my stomach. 'Cause I'm like, if you go off, I'm dead. Like, but no, he got it. He saved it. It was
I
fine.
feel like there's so much room though. You don't realize how much room
There's that-
on
there
the
is.
track there is.
But it's just like I don't
when
like
you're in
I
the
could
car.
never go that fast. I mean, I haven't ever. Maybe I could at some point in the future. I've never driven that fast and initiated. So like
Never.
it just scares me.
Do you
I feel like it might be
Well,
easier.
No,
That's the thing. Like sometimes
Never.
I'll ride with Dan. I rode that time. Like we did the first time in the back. He's like, "You want to come with me?" I'm like, "I don't really want to do that." And then I think you're like, "No, you need to go ride with Dan." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go do it."
Like
get
I
in
would
the
love
car
to
with
just
him.
go fast, like super fast, and then like I think it'd be better like just to do that versus like trying to do it on a course where you're
That,
trying
I
to
don't
find
know.
the speed the whole time. Whereas that's just a speed, then you're just initiating and then carrying.
And
It.
he chased Shane, and then I don't know who was in front of Shane. It had to have been
Like
Rob.
Ortiz.
Ortiz
or
was
Rob.
behind us.
Okay, so
it was like
yeah,
it was
it was
like
probably Rob then.
It was like in a row, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I was not prepared. There's nothing that can.
Yeah, I
prepare
actually
you.
did my heart rate that day. I
Yeah,
think.
your heart rate
Yeah.
was way up.
Yeah.
But we like hit that turn, then we go up, like we come back in, and we hit the bank at the end. And Shane is above us. Dan is below. I'm like, we're gonna fucking die. I don't need to swear, but it's like, and then Shane goes, woo, and Dan pulls it together, and Dan's like, that was awesome. I'm like, mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm fine. The fastest I've ever been in a car was with Joshua Dennis at Vibes. I rode with Joshua Dennis in his car. I don't know how many horsepower that does, but
About 550.
I was.
Oh
I
my
was-
gosh.
It was amazing. I sat in a car with him, and he's like, "So what's your like speed threshold?" I'm like, I think I'm good. I've ridden with like Shane and Dan. He's like, he puts his gloves on. He's like, perfect. And I'm like, I was like,
in for it.
I am screwed. And his turbo hit, and my chest went like this, and I was like, oh, it was pretty awesome, but. I'll never go that fast.
Nice. And who was that from?
That was from Jerry.
Nice. Oh, that's right. We knew that.
Oh, I was going to say a good thing about Jerry's driving.
Everything's good about Jerry's driving.
I like to watch Jerry. Jerry goes really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
He's
really
committed.
fun to watch. And Jerry's a very good driver.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Absolutely.
Had to say that.
Gas him up a little bit.
Hey,
Damn. All right. So this is when we start getting into the husband question.
Oh my God, are they all from them?
No, these.
I've only got one more.
I've got a couple more. We're going to try to speed it up a little bit. We're
All right.
we're going fast. I mean, we're not going fast.
So is this like the lightning round?
Yeah, kind of. So if a tree falls in the woods and no one is here to witness it, does it make noise? That's the question.
Really?
Yeah,
From who?
but this is a three-parter.
Yes.
Yes, it makes noise.
All right. This one's only for Jackie.
Oh boy.
Who's your favorite driver, and why is it Mike?
Like from our group?
I don't know. Ever. Why is it Mike?
It's not Mike.
It's not Mike.
Love you, babe. But my favorite driver from like small events that we've been to, I'd probably say. Who's that guy that he drove his pro car at Nedco?
Oh, wow.
Orange and white one.
It's like
Dimitri?
no, not Dimitri.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
Denton.
Den.
Yep.
Yeah, he's good, real good.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Yeah,
My
Next
foot
question.
fell asleep, so I didn't realize I
All
was
right.
touching it.
but babe, you are a good driver.
Okay, so this is for the other three ladies. Who's your favorite driver, and why is it Mike?
Oh my god.
Bomb, bomb. I don't have a favorite driver.
You just like the sport.
Yep. I am there to support the sport.
Support the support sport. Support the support sport.
No, Mike is a good driver. He's probably
He's
one
good.
of my more favorite ones to watch for sure.
I like watching them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Watching
watching them all
everybody,
together is
Different,
everybody
but they
on the
drive so well
Yeah.
together.
I do love watching Shane and Mike drive together.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say because it's just it's fucking.
They're like the
nuts.
same people.
They are. It's like their brains connect when they're driving.
I like watching them.
Yeah, brains. That's what we'll say.
Yeah.
Sure.
I enjoy.
Bagels.
I love Rob Newhook.
He is
I
a
do.
yes.
He's a good
Him
driver.
I rode with him.
Too. You know who
and-
else too though?
He picked it
Not
up
to toot the
fast.
223 horn, but so is Ortiz.
Yep. Yeah.
Those
Yep.
those boys put down one heck of a solid lap
Yeah.
every
That's
time.
pretty impressive.
Rob is very consistent. And I've actually rode with Rob, and he is just he could drink a coffee too. You know,
Yeah.
just one of those other guys. That just
100%.
him, Mike. I think we should have a contest one of these days. Who's got the most?
should.
We were gonna do that one year. Remember with
Yeah.
Nedco? We were gonna do who could have the most water in the cup by the end of the
Yeah,
run.
we never did
Yeah, their
that.
We never
passenger would have
did.
to hold it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So who was a smoother driver?
I like that.
They did it on Initial D originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that'll be a plan for future, right?
Yeah, I like that idea. That's fun.
Who's your favorite driver, Julie?
I don't have one.
And why is it
Dang,
Mike?
okay.
I don't know.
All right. I don't know who my favorite driver is. I don't really have one. It's Turk, obviously, just because hometown boy.
Are we talking within our organization?
Oh, I thought we were
Yeah, I
talking
thought
in
you were
general.
talking
Oh,
in
and
general.
within our organization,
Yeah, who's your
it's the
favorite-
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally all the boys. It's Jordan. It's everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone's good.
Yeah, they're all so different, but like,
And even like everybody, Seager, everybody.
they can all
We're
drive
going
together.
everybody. Actually, you know what? My favorite driver is you, Ryan Morrow.
Mine's you.
Oh.
We got to get you back out there, babe.
I think we should put him in the Miata.
I agree.
If I could fit.
Yeah, you fit.
Top down.
Infinite roof.
Infinite
Yeah.
roof. Now I just need to get my belly head behind the steering wheel.
You're fine.
I know. All right, so that was from Booby.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
Okay, so this last question I have. What color / livery style would you like your cars to be in the future? Anybody want to volunteer?
Yeah, I actually love the 223 livery itself. I do
Which
like
one?
the one that Shane's rocking right now.
Okay, like purple and gray
yeah.
and.
No, he's black in the highlighter.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like
Shane.
just changing up the color scheme, but I think like eventually, like down the road, if things progress, like I think with Mike starting the whole thing at Nedco with like the little groups that we had, you know, with the teams was super fun. Like we did the only drifts, like to get us girls, you know, all the same livery type of deal. But
Jake's
like,
Angels.
yes, Jake's Angels, get us all like the same, you know, like the 223 boys do, but like their own color.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're gonna switch it up too. I think, you know, come down the road, but that's just, yeah. I just like all like, it makes it pop,
Yeah,
I don't want a
vibe.
solid color.
You like the
I want,
shapes, the busyness.
Yeah, the attention. No,
No, that's it.
but
That's
like
what
no,
drifting is.
It's,
Yeah.
it's like you want that car that makes you feel good when you sit
Yeah.
in it, type of deal. Whereas like I didn't get that vibe for a long time in the Z. It's like, oh, my car's so boring. And then Shane put wheels on it, put the kid in it, and then he was like, I sold it. And I was like,
You know what sucks is me and Shane had a whole thing going, and I don't know if you've ever told this. I was supposed to wrap your car, and then he sold it.
yeah.
I
He
already-
told me after he sold it. And
Yeah.
he's like, well, we were going to wrap it and do all these things. Like, I got the wheels and we were going to, and I was like, cool.
Thanks for telling me.
Well, the plan was to put me in another Corvette. So then we got another one, and it wasn't like really like, it was like needed more work than it needed. And so we ended up trading that for the, the other car.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, so we kind of like put that aside, and then we sold the other Corvette. So just, yeah, but I think that would be my thing. Just make it loud and,
Something fun.
yeah, something fun. I think it would be fun to put like, actually go further with our girls team, with the Only Dress It Is Fun. We had like so much fun making the stickers and, the banners, and I just like loved that whole like every weekend someone would be buying a shirt, like giving the, oh, we have this,
Yeah.
or this person was making this, or the hats or the stickers or, the socks, whatever it was.
So you like the team vibe.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just super fun.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to like hopefully have that back again, Whereas like if we have enough girls that the girls can break off, obviously with their closer, gangs,
And make more girl
make
teams.
a team,
More girl
and
teams.
then we could be coming into the whole thing with like the comps again and that type of vibe.
An all
again.
girl team at like a vibes event would be sick.
That's what
Yeah.
Sean said this
Yeah.
weekend.
I would have liked to
Yeah.
have done
Yeah.
that.
Would be sick.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on wraps?
It's hard because I like the idea, but I like my plain Lexus.
Your car, for lack of a better term, Fox. It looks
Right.
great.
Like
See, that's what-
it's hard for me to. Plus, I mean, wrapping that would be wild. Like you
Yeah.
hate me. It's all KVD.
I guess mine.
Yeah, but
mine
not even a
like,
wrap, even a paint. Like what?
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
What color scheme? Or do you just
Would you add
like what you
some
got?
type of livery to it though?
I'm like really liking my white wheels.
It looks good.
And the white stickers on the like. I really like that right now. I don't know. I've gone back and forth about it, to be honest.
Right, but you could always have that loud one car or
Loud-
two
yeah,
cars. That's
exactly.
just like their personality. Like growing up with motocross, all my graphics were loud.
Right.
Like you're just, my helmet. Like Jake wrapped my helmet, which I need to get it wrapped again. But I just like those loud,
Loud
all the
colors.
different colors and like my gloves, like all my jerseys. Like,
Yeah. I would
Shane's the same way. He's a very loud person. He loves that, like, highlighter color. Or I
Yeah.
actually just got a memory today. It was like the Volkswagen with the bright pink wheels on it. And, so it's just, it's just like some people are very, but what do you think?
I like liveries, and I think it's a good way to like you said, like it matches your personality. But I also like Vern. I love a simple, clean look. I feel like with some liveries, it can just look too busy, and it's like just too much for me personally. But if I did, I would love like just like one solid, which mine is one solid color now, but like a simple, clean
Like Mike's.
looking,
Yeah,
like Mike.
Mike's right now.
What color are you
Mike,
thinking?
His car looks so good
See,
right now.
I
Yes,
really
yeah, I
wanted
like
to
Mike's
do
right
rose
now.
gold.
That's what I said. Yeah.
There's
really
some
like
good ones out
rose
there right
gold, I
now.
know.
I can
I'm
show you
like-
after.
I'm going back and forth between a couple of colors. I want to get out of I love blue. Blue's my favorite color, but I do want to try something different. And rose gold has been like my top for a little bit.
I
But
say that's been like 3 years now.
Yeah.
We've talked
I've been
Yeah, I
about.
think
wanting to
that's
do-
why we did.
Well, yeah, but I was gonna do
Yeah,
it,
that-
but then I got pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rose gold's pretty.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love rose gold.
Jackie, will you change from blue?
You mean Julie?
Julie?
Yeah. I kind of like that dusty, like lavender look. Originally when I did my
Like dusty
car, I
rose?
didn't want to do like lavender, like the purpley dusty color,
yeah.
like almost like gray.
It's funny that my car was literally your car.
Yeah.
Like I had the black hood. No, same colors.
Yeah.
Before, yeah. Black hood, the blue.
I didn't originally want to do like girly colors because being like part
Yeah.
of the drifting scene where there are so many guys, I didn't want to do something girly and be like that girl.
Yeah,
But now I'm
exactly.
like, I don't even care. Like,
Yeah, I
make
would
my
do
car
it
look
like a-
girly.
Like that hot
Purple
pink
again,
Z
for
Yeah.
at the event.
That
Oh my
color's
god, it was
good.
so
That
pretty.
nice.
Oh, what about
Yeah.
the pink sedan with the
Oh,
The pink
The Cressida?
windshield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing
Pink
was nice.
tint. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that car.
her muffler too with the hearts on
Oh,
the
yeah.
back. Oh,
So I saw her
Her thing is
post her
Sweetheart, right?
her truck
Team Sweetheart, yeah.
exhaust pipe. I think they have
Oh,
a
she did
diesel
the-
has
she
it
did the
too.
same,
yeah,
yeah.
it's sick.
that was wild, and I love the tint. I want to tint.
Oh,
the
yeah, that's so
Lexus
nice.
Shane said he's just waiting on
I
it.
know he's just waiting for me to buy the tint, but I want to tint out the Lexus so bad, and I
Hmm.
just go back and forth with what I want to like tint it with. I was like, maybe I wanted to do a purple, or I was thinking about gold.
Even a chrome, just a mirror chrome would look
Mm.
hot.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I think if I went with a solid color, it'd be like the purple that's on the one we just did.
Yes,
Yeah.
13 then?
Yeah.
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 Yep. It looks really good with
Still
the white.
bright. Though.
Yeah,
it's still bright too.
Yeah.
nice. So that question was for me.
Oh,
nice,
oh,
okay.
okay, I like that.
I
Yeah.
was just
Thank you.
curious. Sorry.
No, it's good.
So we got two more on my side. I'll give you one. That was the noise of a postcard flying through the air. This one's a good one. How does it feel to be a part of the pinnacle of female driving in the Northeast?
Who's that from?
Where's that from?
Doesn't matter.
The pinnacle.
Well, I like it. That's
I
a
like
good
that
question.
too.
It's a great question.
Feels good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
wanted to grow.
It does feel really good. Because, yeah, like
I would love to go like if we I think we're going to DOD. I would like to see how many girls are driving
Yeah.
at that track also, and like to jump in the car.
It's
a
just
couple
also
laps,
good
but,
to
like,
see how many
yeah.
girls, like, obviously started, but didn't give up.
Yeah.
Because there were so many times when I was learning where,
Oh, yeah.
you can ask Mike, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I sell this car. I don't want to do it anymore. I can't get it. And, like, now that I have gotten it and I'm at the point of where I am, like, I'm so glad that I just kept pushing through.
Mm-hmm.
Because I fucking love drifting. Yeah, I don't
I
get to do
do.
it as much anymore, but, like, hopefully that will change. But every single time I do it, I have so much fun. It's, like, just a great fucking time.
There's no feeling like it, right?
It really
I
isn't.
mean, yeah.
And like my dad is, both my parents are like, how the F did you get into doing? Because I'm the kind of person where like, if you do donuts in the snow, I'm like, stop it. Because I don't know, it just freaks me out a little bit. But my dad was like, how do you go from that to what you're doing now? I'm like, it's just a
Yeah.
different feeling. Like I'm in control.
A lot of people
Yeah,
ask
that's
the same-
why I'm in control.
A lot of people ask that, like, how do you go from dirt biking? I'm like, this you don't get hurt every weekend. Your knees you can actually
You're safe.
bend. Yeah. You know, so it's just different.
I think that, I mean, I had a girl ride with me this last event, and she was so cute. She's like 14. And she's like,
Oh, the young one.
She's like, how long have you been doing this? And I was like, I don't even know. Was it 4 years now? Maybe 3.5
Yeah.
years? And she's like, oh my goodness, are you like a professional? I'm like, no.
I feel like
And I
it right
think that's
now.
like the good thing
Making
about
me
the
feel
girls
good.
is like bringing all these younger girls in and putting them in the car is just gonna make it that much better for us up here.
And she,
Yeah.
she said to me, she's like, are there professional drivers? And I like, there are. Like,
Yeah.
you can do this professionally. And I was explaining FD and how, like, there isn't a female in FD yet. There's Pro-Am, right?
Yeah, Amanda Sword
Yeah,
is
it
in
was
pro.
kind of
Pro
cool
Pro
being
too.
there to
Yeah.
see her like podium
Win.
for the
Yeah,
first
Yeah,
time.
so that was
Yeah,
awesome
yeah.
and good for her. And so I said to her, I'm like, you know what? She was like, I want to do this. I'm like, and maybe you'll be the first, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, it'll be cool to see, you know, how, like, into it she was. And I don't know. I feel that for when I start driving and you see those little girls that just,
Yeah, you guys are definitely role models, and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
so.
Who was that from?
Wild Bill O'Connell, who actually also has a shredder.
Nice.
Yeah.
For, yeah,
That's a good
an
question, Bill.
absolute shredder.
Yeah, and she's a part of Team Limiter.
Yeah. Yeah, Ashley's awesome.
She really is.
She's
She got in my car at the event, and she's like, you're so awesome. I'm like, thanks.
she's like the ultimate hype girl.
She really
Yeah.
is.
You know, she's got good advice. She understands drifting and understands how it works, and she can like see things that you don't see. And
And I give her props.
She's analytical.
Working on that car.
you know,
Oh, she's a
that's
real
the
car
other thing.
person,
She is a
100%.
car
Yes,
person,
yes.
You know, she works on her own car. She goes to the junkyard to get her own parts off of BMWs. Like that is. I mean, I would aspire to do that if I wasn't
I know.
40 and like I'm not that person, you know.
Yeah.
And I
Some people
admire
just
her.
are that person
Just
with the
admire
cars.
her that she does that.
Well, and her and Bill are like the nicest people
Oh,
in
yeah.
the world.
They
It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
They are
Yeah.
so
No.
nice.
I know Bill came here one day and he was like, "Oh, you asked Ashley to be on the team," and I like slammed the door in his face. He's like, "What?" So I opened the door. He's like, "I want to be on the team." I'm like, "We'll talk later."
Get a car, Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
Let's
finish
go.
your car.
Let's go.
Let's go, Bill.
Okay. Who wins a drift battle between the husbands?
That's got to be from one of our husbands.
Maybe not.
No.
Really?
I wonder.
I don't
see?
know.
No, I didn't, but I don't think they'd send that one.
I'm gonna go with Shane.
Oh, okay.
You didn't say if they were leading or chasing.
No,
so.
just a drift battle.
Drift battle.
Drift battle in general?
Any other takers?
I want to say Dan, obviously, because I want to support him. But I
I will say Mike, and I mean it. He runs a good lead. He runs a good chase. He's ballsy, and he can avoid an accident.
We got another wrestler in this corner. We
I would go with either probably Shane or Booby. You know,
we
They're
gotta
insane.
roll the tape back. They've already battled.
yeah.
They have.
But that's the truth. You haven't put Dan in a battle yet.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, he
you
didn't
haven't seen
drive.
him go.
Yeah.
And you know,
I would like to just
I
see
would like
another
to see
friendly
him.
comp.
I would like to
think
see
that'd be
another
good.
friendly
Yeah,
comp
for
for
sure.
sure. Because when Dan did that comp, he wasn't in the Camaro for very long.
If anyone knows of a parking lot, please let us know.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
In Mexico.
Sorry, actually didn't even drive
yeah,
the
in
comp. I think
Mexico.
his car broke.
And Jerry's car broke.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah, I think I had to take his spot. Thanks.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
that's right. Maybe
They were down one driver.
So yeah, I'd
They
like,
wanted
I'd
me
like
to,
to
but
see
I was
this.
pregnant, so I
Yeah.
was like, no, I can't.
and my car went to Matt Opry. I wouldn't have
Oh
done
yeah,
that.
that was,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
good.
My car.
Yeah, forgot he drove.
Julie, any take on that? You don't have to.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
She wants to see it in person. None of this he said, she said magical shit. Let's make it happen.
Rematch.
Rematch.
Yes.
Rematch.
Okay, and do you like driving other people's cars? And if so, what's been your favorite?
The only other person's car that I've driven was Mike's. Mm-hmm. And
You absolutely slayed it.
That was awesome. How
He
close
he
were you to
said
the
that.
wall? You were so close.
He didn't-
to
you
the
didn't
wall
touch
that
it though,
time.
right?
You
I
touch it.
didn't touch it. So I thought for sure I was going to get divorced. Because he said that he swears he saw it hit. But when I actually came off, there was not a single scuff. So, like, I was probably, like, that close
You were close
to it. And it was fun driving his car. I just, his car is obviously built for him. He's 6'2". His seat is mounted. I had so many cushions
Same.
stuffed under me, behind me, and I still was, like, struggling to reach the pedals. So I would love to be able to drive it again, like, sitting comfortably.
Comfortably,
yeah.
Like, because then I feel like I could really drive it. But that was still so fun.
Yeah.
And I really want to drive Shane's car. I've
Yeah.
been saying
Oh,
that
yeah.
for
Yeah.
so long.
You're
I
big,
want
you're
to
taller
drive.
than me, but even like
Yeah.
a cushion or two, you'd be good. Like
you-
I could have like 6, but
Shane sits
you're
so
taller.
close to the.
He does sit really close.
Yeah, I've ridden with him. He does sit close.
Probably, honestly, Tom's car. I had a blast driving his car. It was so little, and I was like, wee! Felt like I was in a go kart. But
I
like,
did one ride with him
It was
at
so fun.
Vibes a couple of years ago, and I've never ridden with Tom before. He's ridden with me, like very professional, like trying to teach me how to do it.
Tom's fun to ride
But
with.
Yeah.
he literally initiated, and he went wee, like he said wee, and I was like, this is the best thing
He
ever.
does, and actually, I rode with him a bunch, like just watching him drive. And I don't know how many times I died laughing. Like we went to the moon. I still to this day don't know how nobody got a video or a photo of us launching it to the moon. I
We
still
saw
don't know.
it, and people who saw it in real life were just like, oh
Yeah,
my god.
I just don't know. No one was. I don't know. Just disappointed in that. But no, Shane's car is set up too. Awesome. Like I said, same situation as Jackie. If we were actually in the position of being set up to us, enjoy it more. I love the power. I actually love hearing the sound. I think the sound helps me with, a little bit of driving too. But I'm a sound person. Like I want to hear the sound, But
You're just gonna hear me revving limiter.
yeah. But I think
Full time.
Tom's car was like one of the funner ones. Like, just smaller of a chassis. So you're
Yeah.
feeling like you're like, wee, you, and he's, of course, yelling, we, and it's like, no, go this way, go that way, but, yeah. And I haven't really drove that many cars. I've only driven 4 different ones. So, but
Yeah, it's hard being like, can I drive your car?
yeah.
It's a really awkward thing to ask.
Yeah.
Like you think it like, oh, like I would love to drive that person's car, but to actually go up and be like, hey, can I take your car?
Well,
for a ride?"
Shane, you hearing her? She wants to drive your car. You can
I
drive it.
do. I do want to drive
I
your car.
like to drive Shane's car too.
But
wanna
like
drive
now,
Shane's
like
car,
after
too.
doing the event on
Haven't-
Saturday,
I don't.
like I would 100% knowing that you want to drive my Z, I'd be like, here's my key, give me yours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
Shane
let's
is
switch.
definitely
Do the switcheroo?
100%
Yeah.
the same way. He
I
will
would
be
do
like,
that.
you can literally drive my car.
I wanted to drive the S13 really bad, but it being that it was the first weekend
Oh,
that
yeah.
he
Oh,
had
yeah.
it out, I
Yeah.
wasn't even gonna ask.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
He would probably let you.
I know he would.
We were trying to get Landon to drive.
I know.
I was just like wishing we had
He's
like
gonna
some
be an
foot
animal.
extenders.
His first lap out, he's gonna get it.
100%.
Yeah.
That's why I told him he couldn't tell me what to do because
But
he'd
he
probably
said
be right.
He is right.
he does quote that he's not going to do it until Mike Booby is there. So I mean, that's just
The
that's,
amount that he looks up to Mike,
yeah,
like, is
it's
just
just
so
his thing. Like
cute.
he just you
Over
know?
the years, like watching him at Netco,
Yeah.
just like run to Mike and like whether he's fixing his car, he's doing tires, or if he's like fiddling
So
in his
maybe
trailer.
if Mike was at Groveton, we would have got him in
Yeah.
the car. But you know, I don't know. We'll see. I think next year, you know, he'll be 11, and maybe he'll just get in there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, because he does put a lot of time in on that sim.
Hmm.
And for anyone that he back talks to, I'm sorry. But
That comes with the territory.
yeah, yeah.
Julie, anything? Have you only driven your Z? Or?
No, I drove Allie's car. Like,
Oh, yeah.
a
Yeah.
tire. Like, I think we shared.
Yeah, the weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and yep. I mean, at the time, she didn't have like the angle kit, and I didn't have an angle kit on my car either at the time, so I wasn't used to how that drives with an
Yeah.
angle kit.
Yeah.
I feel like you had I forget what type engine it had is in it, but it's like the next step up from what like
Yours
the
was,
BQ
yeah, it
is.
was a little bit-
So
yeah.
it had a little bit more power.
Yeah.
I think the seat was like the biggest thing, and I struggled with because
Yeah, because your seat was wobbly. It was
Yeah.
like bolted
Yeah.
in.
yeah.
Mike did
Who
go
tech
for a
that?
ride.
Who tech that?
When Mike drove, he went around the corner. He was like, in the passenger
Yeah, he was,
seat,
like,
came back and
tipping.
he was like, so your seat is not bolted in. And I was like, what do you mean?
Yes, it is.
No.
Well, even like the harness that you had at the time too, like trying to like figure out like how to buckle that in. I was like, I don't even know if I'm in this thing right.
Yeah, your harness on that was pretty wild.
Why?
I don't remember.
I feel like it's not different from anyone
It was
else's.
hard, it was weird, right? Or is that Tom's? Is
Oh no,
Tom's is
mine, no,
weird.
mine was old school because it had the belt thing with the thing that goes like in.
like, where did-
versus
Like an
the-
old race
Yeah,
whip.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have the
yeah.
same
How
setup.
Jerry's
Yeah.
passengers
weird.
that
That's why.
is. And,
I
like,
forgot I
all the
had
time I
that.
have to be like, if we ever like catch on fire, you have to unbuckle me first because I'm never gonna be able to get this thing.
That's not that funny.
No, but I'm like being so serious because like I will sit there, he'll get out of the
Yeah.
car and like walk away, and I'm still like trying to
Well,
like,
don't
pull the
ride
lever
with
open.
Tom. Don't ride with Shane.
Tom's got new harnesses.
I'm just catching like the catching on fire part.
Jerry
Oh,
offers to let me
oh.
drive his car all the time, and I'm just like, no, that thing's a little too much power for me.
You'll do it one of these days.
Maybe, yeah, maybe not that one, but maybe the next one.
Yeah.
And you'll probably crush
That
it
one's
too.
gonna be so much fun. I can't wait.
Whoop. No, never mind. I won't ask which one.
Yeah, no,
I won't ask which one. That question came in from Mike Hizzle. So that would be Mike Bruning.
Oh, very
Nice.
cool.
Yes.
Nice.
I want to drive that thing.
The Miata?
Miata.
Me too. I can't believe I haven't yet.
I'm surprised you haven't.
Nobody has.
It's a shame.
Well, Shane
We should
has actually.
switch.
What the heck? Yeah, that thing's like a go kart.
The Miata?
Yeah,
I imagine like
he just drives it so well though.
I
He
go out
does.
in the Infinity or like you go out in the SC or even the Z's. Like you're taking up a lot of room, right?
Right.
You go out in the Miata and you got to be like, I can drift everywhere. This is great.
Even riding with him is so fun.
Yeah, Mike is so much fun to ride with.
Yeah.
He's a really good.
It's
he's
gonna
a
be
good
crazy
driver.
watching him get into like a different chassis though, because like
Watching
yeah.
him drive Shane's Corvette, I was like, he
Oh,
just
I missed
needs
it.
more
Oh no, you're right. I
power.
did see that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would have been a good question. It's like, who's our favorite person to ride with?
Who is your favorite person to ride with? That'll
Right?
come from me. Or
That's
from Vern.
like- oh, from Vern. This is Vern's question.
Yes, it is. Vern, your own question to yourself.
Like, okay, let's see.
Who's your favorite person to ride with?
I've had the most fun with Shane, probably, just because.
Yeah.
Like one time we were at Vibes that first time, and he's like, "All right, you ready?" And I forget what he said to me. He's like, "We're gonna try something different." And I'm
Oh,
like,
you guys
"What?"
did the backy.
We did the backy. He's like, "We're gonna do a backy." I'm like, "What's a backy?" I'm just like so naive, and he's like, "It'll be okay, Mom," or something like that. And he's like, and we went for it, and I was like.
At like 100 too.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
fast. And we just did this big donut, and I was like, "This is from? And he's like, I know. Or like when we're driving, I always feel like it's something like, I don't know. I can't see. Can you see? I'm like, how
I know
how
he's
can
always
you see?
amped up in there.
Yeah, so much fun. I get a little nervous though because right now he's got his Halo seat, and when I get in there, I get like panicked now because I'm like, I can't get out of here. Like it's like hard to like maneuver to get out. I'm like, oh my god, if something happens, and he's like, I'll get you out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know you.
I think it was more scary too with the Lambo doors. I told him, I was like, you can't get
Yeah.
ride-alongs with these
Yeah.
Lambo doors because they're, well, one day it just flew up, just out there drifting. It's just up in the air,
Style points.
you know. But yeah, those were probably one of the no-nos. You know, they're cool, but I didn't really care for those. Putting people in and out, that was like a nightmare.
Yeah.
And Corvette doors, as they are, suck.
And the cage is not the easiest to get in and
They're
out of.
not.
Yeah. But it's like one of those situations. It's just a tight car. Like you get in the other one, it's like you got miles. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in need to get
Yeah,
in
it's
Dan's
so-
car.
it's just so
like,
weird,
Look at all
yeah.
this room.
Yeah.
Comfy.
Comfy.
Yep.
So, anybody else?
I don't know if I really have a favorite person
Okay.
that I've done a ride along with. Because they're all fun.
Yeah. They all drive different too.
Shane's just like funny in there. He's always yelling about something. You know. Like,
Shane
always-
is funny.
It's funny. Yeah.
Tom was
It's like,
funny.
you want to get closer? You know.
Believe it or not, I think the most fun I ever had in a car was with Allie doing donuts in Mexico.
Nice.
Yeah. Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah, Mexico's a good time.
You were fun to ride with because
You were a lot
whenever
of
she
fun to
messes
ride
up, she just goes, whatever. And she like screams or laughs or something.
Oh yeah, I'm always screaming in there.
Yee! Yeah.
That's
We
fun.
had a lot of fun.
Who fucking cares? Then just send it the other way. You know, just make
Yeah.
it fun because
Yeah.
everyone.
It is
does
fun.
That's what it's all
Everyone
about.
does
Yeah,
it.
at the end of the
Everyone
day, it's
spins
just
out.
fun.
Oh yeah, everyone spins out.
I mean,
Unless-
there's probably
unless
been
you're
more
trying to win that
spin-out-
weekend.
yeah, I mean, there's been more spin-outs in
Always.
FD this year than I think we've seen at all in Netco. Like, I mean,
Oh man.
you know, we all do it. You know, so get out there and have fun.
Yeah.
That's all it's
Yeah.
about.
Don't be afraid to drive.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Boom. Brian, where are we at for time, bub?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Dang.
So
Us girls can
we
talk,
definitely
talk.
need to do a part 2 at some point because clearly we have more to talk about. But this was fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
This
you
was
for
great.
having us.
Where can we find you, ladies? If you want to be found. If you don't want to be found, just tell me to shut my mouth.
Mexico.
Yeah, I'm
Doing
trying to
donuts.
think of what my handle is. Instagram is fairladyz03.
Perfect.
Yeah.
My Instagram is just my name, so jackie.buhabib.
Boo habib.
Buhabib.
I don't even know what mine is. I think it's Alley 241.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Not my husband's Lexus.
I love that.
Love that.
Hell yeah.
I like that name a lot.
The
Yeah.
sticker on the car. It's
And
awesome.
I gotta get the sticker.
I
on
think
the
you
car,
need
yeah.
the license plate that says Lady Balls.
Lady balls.
Oh,
My
that's a good
lady
one.
balls are bigger than your balls. That's what I need.
man.
Oh.
Tom P came up with that.
What do you got for a nice send off, and then I'll finish her out.
I'm gonna give a hot take.
Let's hear your hot take before we say goodbye.
E36 four doors are better looking than E36 coupes.
Nope. Definitely not. But that's your opinion.
Disagree.
We also have cool new stickers. Ryan, you want to show the camera real quick?
Sure do.
Every guest that comes on, we're going to give one of these. It's, this driver has been on the Limiter podcast, and then we're going to have you ladies sign the sign after before we leave. So, yeah. Thank
Wait, we need a banner up here.
Oh, make one.
Where's our only drift banner? Wait, didn't we have a
Well,
flag?
make one.
Wait, didn't we have a flag?
What kind
We
of
have
flag?
that?
Like a
Remember from the
like a 223
the
flag,
comps?
or-
Remember from the comps we made like all those things hanging? Was it a flag or was it just like
It was like a
was a
table.
banner.
It was like a
It was
table
a
banner.
Yeah.
Or no, it was a banner for
Yeah.
something.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to get on that.
We need a
You know
banner.
that rap guy. You know.
he's busy.
He's
busy.
But yeah, so our next one, we're going to do our friends from New England Motorsports, Sean Cameron. I'm probably saying that wrong too. And Andy.
Yeah.
Because Andy's the goddamn Andrew Richard, if you will. And we're going to talk about an event coming up called the Kent Cruise for Make-A-Wish. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that. And we just want to thank everybody, seriously.
Yeah, I do have one last request. We are actively looking for places to drift in and around New Hampshire. If you happen to have a piece of property that you privately own, if you want to rent out your property for the business, if you know somebody, please reach out and get in contact. You can find me at Riding with Ryan on Instagram, or you can find my name on Facebook, Ryan Marl. But please, if you know of anything, let us know as soon as possible.
Hell yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, just looking for a spot to throw down for a weekend. Nothing crazy or whatever.
For
but
these
we-
comps, we gotta get these boys.
Hell
for
yeah.
these
It'll be a
rides.
small, friendly, little barbecue. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, yeah, and we're really looking to do like an all-inclusive event, A, B, C group, and just get everybody back out there. And even if it's only a one-time thing, hey, or if
Better
you got
than
an idea, yeah, 100%.
Better than nothing.
Or we all pool in and we buy a piece of land because that's so cheap and easy to do. But anyway,
Especially in New Hampshire.
yeah. But yes, thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks.
Toodles.
Bye.